Portsmouth High School and Unioto School are to the Ohio High School Association. I got the high standard conduct opposition of the private schools. Athletes in this game are regardless of all regulators and competition. All it is doing is reminded this is a game between young men and the sporting media is decided. The official decides the contest, and it's selected in deciding. Dr. The officials are Lance Easton, umpire Tyler Darko, line judge and linesman Bill Porter, back judge Buller Riley, and the center judge Tyler Darko.
For you. I did tell him that one won't turn off. Yeah, they're doing that. Every time we got to use it, looking it up.
A lot of people, some on the Unioto camp says, you know what, especially with the SVC, we got a lot of speed, and talk us particularly. So speed is one of their strengths. But everybody talks about Portsmouth. Not as many people out, but they were in the playoffs last year. They were 8-4 overall, losing to Ironton, which a lot of people lost to Ironton in the playoffs. But one of their strong points is speed.
Yes.
So we'll have to see how that matches up. Unioto, I think, is probably quicker and faster than a lot of teams in the Soda Valley Conference. But on the other hand, Portsmouth has that kind of speed. And talking to the coaches a little bit, one of the things is when you play a team like that and a quarterback like Marquez Locklear, you always worry about him scrambling, taking off, and getting loose.
That was the one thing that concerned me a little bit at the scrimmage the other night, was the running quarterback for Miami Trace. But Unioto cleaned it up. It was really impressive because I wasn't sure what to expect. You know, Miami Trace has the Guthrie kid that's going to Clemson next year, and Miami Trace basically marched right down the field and scored a touchdown in like 6 or 7 plays. I said, what's Unioto going to do? Well, they responded by scoring a touchdown in about 4 plays themselves, and they really kind of took over the scrimmage at that point. Their defense tightened up, and I like this Unioto team this year. I think Coach Hoops, I think he's a little bit more relaxed, and whether we should say this or not, maybe he's a little more relaxed because he doesn't have a kid on the team, right?
True. I can make sure, absolutely.
And he kind of can loosen up a little bit, and I talked to him a lot since last football season. He's ready for this. And I've talked to a lot of people in the community. They said they think this could be their best team in quite some time, and I really just think they're ready to go out and show it tonight.
Hey, reminder, we'll be on tomorrow night. We get to start off with back-to-back games. Sharon and I will travel over to Logan Elm. We'll see the Zane Trace Pioneers tomorrow night. Hopefully 6:45 we'll be able to get on the air. I'm hoping there's a little less interference with getting on with so many Wi-Fis around. But anyway, we are on. Thanks to WNXT helping us out, to our Total Media Portsmouth station helping us out. But tomorrow night, good matchup of neighborhoods, backyard neighbors there with Zane Trace and Logan Elm. We'll have that tomorrow night on a double hitter. Also, if you're listening in, hopefully, around Waverly, WXIZ has been the voice of Waverly for a lot of years. And got a note from Jeff Davis. And you will be able to hear on another Total Media station Waverly football this year. Obviously, WXIZ 100.9 is the home of the SVC. We're thrilled about that. But Waverly football will now be on 95.9 WXIC. C is in cat rather than Z is in zebra. So anyway, that will be your availability to hear Waverly, and you can pass that along. But I tell you what, a tremendous amount of high school football coverage on Total Media all over Southern Ohio, and we're glad to be a part of that in covering the SVC. So tomorrow night, hopefully 6:45, Portsmouth finally coming out onto the field to get set for tonight's opening, the kickoff. The officials ready as well, and the season starts a little earlier, Jaron, and you get those scrimmages early. A lot of times, and I remember the last several years in covering the Cavs, that first game a lot of times been 85, 90 degrees in the bright sun when you start. But fortunately, you already with the cloud cover and the breeze, this is a great time for these guys to be able to open up. And it makes a difference. A lot of times in the smaller schools we cover, you don't have 80 guys on the field or on the sidelines to be able to sub a lot. And sometimes those hot, warm nights can have an effect, but shouldn't be tonight, as the Shermans get set to visit here against the Trojans. Shermans in their all whites, trimmed in gold and purple, white helmets, and Portsmouth in the red jerseys, red helmets, and white pants, the red, white, and blue of the Trojans. There have been some, it's changed a bit, but over the years, with some tremendous athletes come out of this high school, Sharon.
Yeah, there really
First one I think of, I believe, Al Oliver, right?
Yeah.
All right, football fans, welcome to the SVC
A lot of great
Game of the Week.
athletes,
Presented
very
to you
talented.
by
They will be
Tomlinson
receiving the
Insurance.
football. Unioto will be kicking it off. And, Jaron, it looks like
Liam Mathey.
Leon Mathey.
Yes. All-Ohio kicker last year returning
And
for
I saw in your notes there, I didn't realize that Unioto had 4 All-Ohio players, brother, second team, third honorable mention, that are not on the team this year, but they really look like they filled some of the holes.
They really did. I'll tell you what, this Mathey kid, he's phenomenal. That was a weapon last year that not many other SVC teams had. He was able to put the ball in the end zone and really pin the opposing team deep. starting position, and you don't see that a lot around Ross County. And so that's a weapon that Unioto has. I think they got a couple other kids on their roster that can kick the football, but what a beautiful view up here, Greg. This almost looks like a college campus. I was a little worried about coming up here, but this stadium's down below us looks phenomenal. You got the Clark Athletic Complex. It almost looks like you got, academic buildings and maybe some dorm rooms over here to the right. Just a phenomenal view up here from the top.
I didn't know if I could climb this high, being an old guy, but I made it.
We might have trouble getting down. But
I may have a lot of trouble getting down. We're going to have to get Mike back up here and help carry stuff because I'm not going to be good at that. Anyway, yeah, it is. When you've dealt with outside broadcasting, and it happens a lot in baseball particularly, but you get a bright sunshine and your computer screen doesn't work. It's hard to, and I was struggling, but the sun has set, a little bit of cloud cover, and we're on here. We got a lot of Total Media guys around to help us out. Eric's here. I don't know what Eric's doing, but he's doing something here to help us.
He's doing something to help us. He's doing a great job back here. Leaning over our shoulders and all that good stuff. So.
We are set to go, and finally the officials turn the ball over to Liam, and he will kick it off. Back deep from Portsmouth is Leland Skurlock, a senior, and also back is number 6, Cameron Williams, a junior. He's only 5'6", 140 pounds, but I would guess a lot of speed. We're set to go, and high school football underway. They kick it on the ground, falling on the 32, and no return. Falling on the ball very quickly, Landon Malone. So they respected the speed of Portsmouth. Liam elected to pooch kick it on the ground, and Portsmouth will start out.
Yeah, nice little squib kick here. I think the one thing, if you're Unioto, that you need to be aware of is you kind of want to play discipline football here. You don't want to let that quarterback get out and kind of scramble. You want to make him stay in the pocket. Just play good discipline football here on defense.
Marquez Locklear will be the quarterback. They'll have a single running back. It's Fernando Paxas, a junior, 200-pound running back. They go out of the shotgun formation, handed to Paxas right side to the line of scrimmage, 33, tries to fall forward to the 44. Looked like 21 was the first man to get a hold of him for Unioto. That's Jacob Renner, senior.
Yeah. He kind of started outside right there, Greg, tried to cut back. A nice job by Renner. Kind of arm tackling, really, until his teammates could get there and put him down.
It'll be second down. Give him 2 yards. Second down and 8. Hand off again, left side as Foxes gets around the corner. Got a little running room, 35, breaks the tackle, 40. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
We have a penalty in the backfield, Greg. I think we got a holding.
And you are correct. Break for the Shermans. Just a little bit off tackle. Foxes broke it outside, kind of broke a tackle to 35, got all the way up to the 40. But holding was called, and they will bring it back. We'll do a second down over and mark the ball back for the Trojans.
Yeah, that's a big penalty right there because that was about a, 13, 14-yard run?
From the 33 out to the 45. So mark that off. Wide receiver split to the right is Leland Skurlock. Right now, one-on-one coverage on him for Levi Bean. Couple big fellas up there on the offensive line.
Yeah, I was getting ready to make the comment. That's good blocking on that run by the offensive line right there.
All about 2nd and 20. Back inside the 25. Bad snap. Going back. There's a flag down. Now they throw it out into the flat. Foxes catches it. Breaks a tackle. Breaks a second tackle. Now he's hemmed in at the 18 and brought down. That was a broken play. Nice job by Locklear to go back after went over his head to pick it up on the bounce. There was a very quick flag. It was not a flag. It was a mark of a fumble when the ball went to the turf. He scrambled, got it out to Foxes. Foxes was obviously a lot of quickness, and he was jigging and jagging all over the place, but the Shermans had great pursuit and brought him down. It was I didn't see it was a good shoestring tackle by one of the Shermans.
Yeah, Jackson Zicafus. I'll tell you, just early on here, the first couple of plays, Greg, it looks like Fernando Paxas is going to be tough to tackle. They really need to contain him.
First guy's not been able to bring him down so far, but it's 3rd and long right now. They got to get out to the 42, and they're inside their own 20. 3rd and long for the Trojans. Looks like there's a blitz coming from the outside for the Shermans. Roll out to the left. Got a man wide open, 25 in the flat to the 30. Out of bounds. He got about within 10 of the first down, but it'll be fourth down. Nice pass. Sherman's backed up. They had protecting to go, anybody to go deep. They got the ball in the flat to Caleb Johnson, 6-foot senior, and he was able to pick up some yardage, and Unioto will get the ball back as Portsmouth did get out of the hole a little bit. Now we got an official timeout.
Yeah, that was Unioto's okay with that play. 4th and 24. They're almost like in a prevent defense right there. Keep everything in front of you. Nice job. Let him get some yards, but nothing that's going to hurt you and put Portsmouth in a punting situation right here.
Picked up about 12 or 13, but they
yeah.
had 25, 26 to go.
Yeah.
All right, single back for the Shermans to receive.
Jackson Zickafoos.
Is that Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay, Zickafoos back. Looks like Portsmouth they're not in a punt form. Well, they're in a very short punt formation, and they punted away very quickly. Long punt with the wind, taking it to 35 by Zickafoos. Headed to his left, 36 around the corner to the 40, 45 out to the 50. Portsmouth territory, 35 down to the Portsmouth 30, but there's a flag back where Zickafoos caught the ball, and I think they're going to get somebody for an illegal block for Unioto.
We had a block in the back, I believe, on number 8, Micah Strange. That's a big penalty because that's a
oh man.
10, 20, 30, 35 yard, loss right there. Those are just hidden yards.
That was a 15, about a 45-yard return. You lose the 45 yards plus the penalty.
Yeah. So it's I think the one positive thing you can take out of that is you saw Zickafoos' speed right there. That's a huge stop for the Unioto defense early. I think that was the big matchup. I think if you were Unioto, you wanted to get that stop early and get the football. Everybody I've talked to, everything I've been reading, I think Unioto is going to be able to score. It's just, can their defense stop Portsmouth? And that's a big first stop for the Shermans as Isaac Coy leads the Unioto offense out here.
Greg Bacon, Jaron Cox, Mike Straswell down on the sidelines. SVC football, we open up on Thursday night. Glad to have you along on Hank FM. Man in motion for the Shermans. Now we got a whistle and a flag before. Maybe a typical first night.
Oh, we got encroachment on the defense.
Lincoln Langloff was the man in motion. I'd mark down Ty Woods. You guys were talking about Ty, the athlete that he is, was hurt a lot of last year. We thought we might, but he's here, but came out with the captains, but he's in street clothes. So.
He's got a hamstring, and that kid's had a bad run. He was a starting running back last year, got hurt in week 1 and missed the rest of the season, and now he's dealing with the hamstring right now.
Cody Braden back with Isaac Coy. Coy will hand it on a flanker around to the left. 30 got loose, 35, pushes forward to the 38, 39. Nice run.
Levi Bean.
So Bean, a 170-pound junior, he was at the slot position. They brought him around from the outside, handed it off to him, and he moves it out near the 40. And that's a first down on the very first play.
Yeah, that was about a 9-yard run right there, and really a good start. Unioto on offense, if you're not familiar, they're going to spread you out. They're going to go at least 3 wide receivers every play, sometimes 4. And nice motion right there and the quick handoff, and a nice game for the Shermans.
They have 4 receivers to the right side. Their tackle's the only guy on the left side. Handoff up the middle, and quickly up is David Long on the carry. He's a 205-pound, great athlete.
Yeah, middle linebacker and halfback for the Shermans.
1 yard on the carry. They spread everybody out to the right, tried to run a little bit of a quick hitter to Long coming from the backfield off the left side, but it was stuffed up pretty well. Hey, there's a couple dudes on the Portsmouth defensive line that are pushing 275 or 280. Pass right side, got a man open in the flat. Nice catch. Breaks the tackle short of the first down.
Braden Harsha.
Nice pass by Isaac Coy.
Harsha's a freshman out there, Greg. He a nice pitch and catch for the freshman.
Pickup of that was a nice pass by Coy. Harsha was covered pretty closely, but Coy put it right on the nose out to the 46. So give him 6 yards, second down and 4. Shermans, we're in the first quarter. Portsmouth 3 and out. punted the ball, and the Shermans on their initial drive. Boy, takes the snap. They'll look over the middle of the pass, and it was a fake pass. Hand to Braden. The flag went down on the play.
It was about a 10-yard run. Let's see what the flag was. That was right at the snap.
Isaac picked me out on that one. He rose up very quickly, and he threw it right over the middle quickly, but it was a fake and then kind of a draw play, hand behind him to Braden, who picked up good yardage. And now the officials are huddling in the Unioto backfield, deciding what the penalty was, if there was a penalty, maybe conferring there.
Unioto looks like they're moving backwards, so maybe something on them, but we're not 100% sure.
Line of scrimmage was, they still, now they're going to bring in all the officiating crew.
First week jitters for everybody.
It was a quick flag almost before Braden got the handoff. They call legal procedure against the Shermans.
That's a big penalty right there, Greg, because it was 3rd down and 4, and Braden had a nice run, and it gets negated by penalty. That's 2 penalties already for the Shermans.
Pushes him back 3rd and 9. Nobody in the backfield with Isaac Coy as he splits the right receiver to the left. And now moving back with him, 2 of the running backs will drop back with him. Long and Braden looking to pass, looking down deep the left side. Loads a little bit. Long intercepted down at the 25. Double coverage, but they tried to throw it long down the sideline. Pass intended for Zikafus. He got by the first man, but the free safety was laying back there all by himself, and he was able to move over and make the interception. Almost good as a punt, and Portsmouth will begin about their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, that.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing creates amazing apparel for SVC schools, plus customized shirts for your company or event. They offer everything from apparel, banners, and window graphics to decals, signs, billboards, and custom magnets. For great prices, friendly service, and quality products, call or stop in to see what they can create for you. Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing, 97 North Park Drive in Chillicothe. Call 740-663-7023.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun,
I guess we're back. I don't know if we were off or what.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chillicothe or Waverly McDonald's or McHire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
Greg Pregame, Jaron Cox back at Portsmouth, and again, a little bit of problem with our so many social media here using Wi-Fi. I think that was a struggle, and Eric helping us out to get a little better signal. We are back with you. I don't know if we were on the air or not when on 3rd and long, Unioto threw it long down the field for Zikafus, intercepted by Portsmouth. They now have the football deep in their own territory after a 5-yard penalty. They're looking at 2nd and 17. Another high snap. Locklear has to chase it down. A lot of pressure, and he's sacked. Back at the 10-yard line.
That's the 3rd high snap of the game already for the Trojans, and Luke Howard got in there right there and got the sack. But Trojans are kind of shooting themselves in the foot with these high snaps right now.
Yeah, they are struggling, and again, they're not under center, back in a pistol formation, and that's, as Jaron just said, the 3rd time. Marquez is able to get a hand, or Marquez Locklear, able to get a hand on it, but every time it's went off his hand behind him, and by the time that time we turned around and picked it up, he was sacked by the Shermans, and now it's 3rd and about a mile and a half.
Yeah, kind of same situation the last time.
Yep.
That they were in. I think you know to just keep everything in front of you.
Back to pass, looking, knocked down, batted down by the defender. Great defensive play.
Cody Braden
coming in from the left side, got a hand up. They were throwing the ball into the flats. And Braden knocked it down, and the Shermans should get good field position with Portsmouth at their own 10-yard line, and now 4th down. Their punter is almost in a pistol formation, they do not go back 12, 14 yards. Their quarterback is only about 6 yards deep. Almost seems like it'd be easy to block that kind of a punt. Now the Shermans this time are going to send 2 people back to return. Last time Zickafoos returned it 40-plus yards for a tremendous return, but it was called back for an illegal block. They will punt it away. Not a very good punt. Going to come down, and a fair catch taken by the Shermans inside the Portsmouth 40. And that's Jackson Zickafoos, who came up, did not allow the ball to bounce, catches it, and great field position for Unioto. They'll start this series at the 37 of Portsmouth. Well, it's been a little bit of, I guess, what you'd expect, a little bit of a mistake type of ball game so far.
It really has been. You know, Portsmouth has looked good on some plays, but the bad snaps have really been killing them. You know, the first drive, plus 1 yard. The second drive right there had them for minus 17 just from the high snaps and the penalties. And, you know, first week, you're going to expect some of those things.
Right now, Long back with Coy, the only running back in the Unioto. Of course, they do not go under center with their quarterback. And now Coy is trying to tell one of the guys that he's in the wrong spot. He gets Cody Braden to move over. Now Braden in motion. Snap. Fake handoff. Look. Deep over the middle. Got a man open. And a great catch at the 20-yard line. Big tackle. Well, if that was Unioto, that could be our Monroe's collision of the game tackle by Portsmouth. But that was an excellent catch for the Shermans, and that was Jack Welsh. I'll tell you what, Welsh showed no fear because he knew he was going to get hit, and he made a great catch. First down, Shermans. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that was great focus right there by Welch. Hadn't played football since middle school, and he knew he was going to take that hit right over the middle, and a nice job of just watching the ball in his hands and taking the hit.
First down at the 20, 14-yard gain. And offsides, Portsmouth fell for a fake as the man in motion was David Long as he came in front of the quarterback. The defensive end for Portsmouth thought he got the ball, and he took off and got caught in the backfield for a 5-yard mark-off. Move it to the just outside the 15. 1st and 5 Shermans as they try to put their first points on the board. We're down to 7 minutes to play first quarter. No score here at Portsmouth. Coy takes the snap, nobody back with him. Quick out pass at the 15, tackled right away, breaks the tackle, breaks the second tackle Welsh, but he's going to be only able to pick up a yard or two. Looked like for a moment there was just too many red jerseys, and Jack couldn't get away from all of them.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to outnumber Portsmouth out there. They had 3 receivers to the right, and they just threw the ball out to him real quick, tried to block and get some space, and nice job by the Portsmouth cornerback right there to sneak through. And
our first report from Mike Strasbaugh. Mike telling me that right now from down on the sidelines, he's very impressed. Both sides of the line, there's some big guy. He said it's really a bit of a stalemate. Neither team is really pushing the other out. Of course, Unioto has not tried to run very often. They pretty much have passed. But now we got a substitution for Portsmouth. Coming in is Jonathan Carter. He's listed 6'2" and 304 pounds.
They definitely got bigger right there. He's a big fella right there on the DN.
They got 2 tackles in now. One's 304, one's 305. Quick handoff left side, gets to the outside 15, down to the 12, puts his head down and bowls over for a first down. Nice run by Cody Braden. Yeah, Cody was able to get 2 or 3 yards, but he got the first down just by physicality running over a defender.
That's the one thing about Braden. He has nice breakaway speed, but he's also not afraid to punish you, on that downhill run right there. Lower his shoulder, and he's a nice running back for Unioto.
First and goal to go for the Shermans.
They're really playing Braden a little different than they did last year. They're playing Long as the halfback, and Braden is like the wing back.
First and goal from the 9. Fake handoff, rolling to the right. Coy wants to run it to the 7. Breaks the tackle, maybe fell to the 6. Took a couple pretty good shots there.
That was, I'll be honest. Sometimes I'm too honest. I don't like that play call. I mean, that's your quarterback. You've got all these weapons. Why are you letting him get hit like that? He lowered his shoulder too, but Coy did pick up 3 yards right there, and 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line.
It almost looked after a fake as if he was going to run an option, but there was nobody. Right. I think it was all set for him. He had probably maybe able to read it, but there was nobody to option to. He cut it up inside, and he did do a nice job of turning a 1-yard gain to a 3-yard gain. But again, he took some pretty good shots. 2nd down goal to go for the Shermans. Zickafoos split to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Braden up the middle, 5 to the 4, spins, still fighting to the 2. Backwards he goes, fighting down, and great effort. Cody's listed at 210, Long listed at 205. We talked about Unioto's speed, but those two guys can really have some power. They spotted at the 2. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Quickly out of the huddle, the Shermans. Coy. Again, Braden going down to the 1. Falls forward. Touchdown, Shermans.
Nice job right there. Good job by the offensive line to get that push right there. You're at the 2-yard line, and I like the no huddle up tempo kind of caught Portsmouth off guard right there. Probably had 2 plays called, the score or the play before. And again, Cody Braden not afraid of contact, kind of lowering that shoulder and just bullying his way right into the end zone.
4:22 in the first quarter. Extra point attempt. And the kick is up, plenty of distance, and it is good on the kick. Again, the kicker is Liam Matthew, and he kicks it through for the points. The Shermans get their first points of 2025. That drive started at the Portsmouth 37-yard line, a 37-yard drive, and a score for the Shermans. Time it on the field here at Portsmouth. You're listening to Tomlinson Insurance SVC Game of the Week. Back with a kickoff after this timeout.
Stressed? Overstimulated? Smash it out at Recreation. Rec plates in our rage room, fling paint in the splatter zone, then strike a pose in the selfie studio. Chaos, creativity, and content. Let's get messy.
I think what we need for this,
catch every play with Total Media Sports.
That's exactly what it is, the hardwire.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't have anything. I gave From football and basketball to baseball, softball, and more, we bring you the action live. Total Media Sports, where local sports live.
Well,
yeah, that doesn't help.
It doesn't help, but you guys are in a much better
get the credit for that growth. The relationships.
Yeah.
We'll just keep that with people want to deal with
I made a nice phone call about your guys' hotspot. You'll be getting
connected to having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal life.
60 is okay, Christina. We're talking to Eric, but
I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
All at Kingston National Bank.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Back at Portsmouth High School in downtown Portsmouth along the banks of the Ohio River. I guess that's it. Almost can see the river, can't we?
Yes, yes, we can. Big shout out to Eric Landrum getting us hooked up. I guess we were a little spotty on the Wi-Fi, and he says we're good to go now, so appreciate him.
You don't know, and you're great having tech people around you when they can run in and just start jumping on the laptop and moving things around and plugging stuff in. And I didn't know what he was doing, but we're much better off. Long kick this time bounces. Picked up at the 2-yard line by the Trojans, out to the 10, the 15, breaking to the outside to the 20.
Fumble.
Tackle fumbled the football. It's loose on the sidelines, but I think it went out of bounds.
Looked like a couple of Unioto players were trying to jump on it, maybe hit their shoulder pads and just bounced right out of bounds right there.
And the man that took the hit is still down on the field. Yeah, trying to believe.
Number 12, Leland Skurlock.
See, the Sherman coming down really put a hit on Skurlock. He's still down. I think he knocked the wind out of him. Also forced the ball out. It rolled out of bounds around the 21 or 22. The Shermans will take a knee and timeout. A reminder, tomorrow night, double-hitter action here for the SVC, as tomorrow night, Tomlinson Insurance SVC Game of the Week will come to you from Loganell. We'll move up to Pickaway County and neighboring school districts, St. Trace and Loganell.
Tell you what, St. Trace has a couple nice players coming back also, Greg.
They've got quarterback,
McCullough, Gunnar McCullough, he's back. And, you got Hudson Williams. I think he led the area in tackles last year. And, you got Bryce Johnson, a really nice defensive end. I think he is their running back also. And the Brower kid on the defensive end. So a good core right there. And, I think as Mike was texting me just there a minute ago, I think the one thing that you may see more of here as the game goes on, Mike says Portsmouth has a lot of players playing two ways. So you might see some more up-tempo stuff, maybe some quicker style plays to kind of wear Portsmouth down here as the game goes on.
Leslie running one of their offensive tackles listed at 206. We mentioned two guys. They have they have 4 players listed on their roster over 300 pounds. Like a little bit of what we're talking about. Handoff deep in the backfield and another flag. Illegal procedure. Portsmouth, they are just bad snaps. They are making a lot of mistakes here in the early going.
That's 4 penalties for 25 yards already for the Trojans here in the first quarter, and we still have 4 minutes to play. And that doesn't include, how many bad snaps that they had over their head, Greg? At least 3, yeah. So they're really not allowing themselves a chance to compete right now offensively.
They go from the 14. Their quarterback, Marquez Locklear, played last year. He's 5'10", 160 pounds, senior. Man in motion, and they will hand it off to Poxis. He breaks to the right side, reverses direction. 19-20, outside 29-30, pushed out of bounds at the 31, and he picked up the 15 yards they needed for a first down.
That was a nice run right there by Poxis, and I'll tell you what I really like for the Trojans, they went under center right there. You're taking away the possibility of a bad snap, and it gives the Trojans their first down of the game right there on a 17-yard run.
Poxis, that play was meant almost looked like it was going to go off left guard, left tackle. He took a couple steps, reversed his field, and he's got great speed. He's 205 pounds. He also has got great speed, great shiftiness, and he was able to turn it into a 15-yard game. They go under center again, Jaron. Marquez Locklear. Same man in motion. Poxis again, right side. It's boxed up. He tries to reverse to the left. This time, too many white jerseys.
Nice job by David Long right there, grabbing him by the ankles, not letting him.
Same thing, opposite side. Went to his right, tried to reverse to his left, but Shermans did a better job maintaining their lines of defense and did not overrun it. And there's actually a loss of 1 on the play. Let's call it 2nd and 11. We're down to 3.5 minutes to play in the first quarter here at Portsmouth. Shermans lead it 7-0. They've had the ball twice.
Unioto keeping 7 guys in the box right now, just kind of cheating up, covering the tight end.
Fake rollout. Locklear wants. Second time that Unioto has batted down a pass.
Jacob Brenner, that's the second time he's got in there on the quarterback, and I tell you, him and Braden do a really nice job of getting those long arms up and deflecting the pass. It almost looked from our angle that it may be a possible interception, pick 6, but the ball was a little bit farther away than what we thought, but a nice job by the Unioto defense right there.
If I had one word, the Sherman, then you would know this a little better than me. But the one thing is Sherman's, I don't see 6'3", 240 or guy. Everybody on the field for them is athletic.
Yes.
I don't see an out there defense or offense that doesn't move well and quick. Well, another penalty on Portsmouth, and Marquez Locklear looks over and says, "What happened this time?" It was the back, not the. Illegal substitution called on Unioto. Maybe they brought somebody in, nobody left, and I think they had 12 men on the field. So it would have been 3rd and 11. Now it's going to be 3rd and 6. They're at the 35, need to get to the 41, and the Shermans will make more changes.
That's a big penalty if they pick up this first down right here.
I'm not sure we only have 10 guys this time. 8? No.
We got 11.
Oh, down in the corner, the other one, didn't see. Marquez looking. Throws it into the flat, got a receiver in the flat. Not much running room, and he will lose a couple yards. Great coverage by the Shermans.
I'll tell you what I really liked right there is number 20, Cody Braden, did a good job of really getting on Pox's outside shoulder and not letting him get the edge and forcing him back in the middle where the defensive end, I believe it was Jacob Brenner came in and got the tackle right there.
That time, Yusef Wilson did a good job defensively for the Shermans, too. So Zikafus will go back. This will be the 3rd punt that he has returned in the first quarter. We're down to 2:30 to play. That short snap, and this time they just did get it away. Kick for the far side, takes a big bounce. Zikafus grabs it, 32, 35, up the sidelines before he's out of bounds. I'll tell you what, good thing he grabbed that. That might have bounced another 15 yards.
Yeah. Very
athletic play by Zikafus to grab it on the bounce, and pretty good field position for the Shermans.
Yeah, it was. This is a big drive for Unioto right here, maybe potentially going up 2 scores. Portsmouth looked a little bit better offensively right there on that drive. Kind of went under center, and, I think the one thing Unioto's got to watch out for defense is containing Poxis. He's shown the ability to possibly hit a big play.
It's a scramble plays like you talked about in pregame. Shermans from the 43. Coy's had a good night throwing the ball. He did throw an interception, but it was 3rd and long, and he threw it way down the field, almost as good as a punt. Coy will, penalty flag.
Another penalty.
Legal procedure. What's the record for most penalties in an opening night?
That is, the ironic thing is, as of this moment, both teams have 4 penalties for 25 yards. So 50 penalty yards here in the first quarter total.
Well, we got Unioto back in with a new play. Bringing it in is Jack Welch. Exiting is Jacob Renner. The Welsh back in, Renner out, and we'll do it again now. 1st and 15. 3 receivers split to the left side. Coy's all by himself in the backfield. And we got another flag down.
Looks like another illegal procedure.
That came, I believe, from the offensive line. It looked like one of the Portsmouth Trojans' defensive linemen moved sideways, and on his movement, somebody jumped for the Shermans.
Yeah, just flinched a little bit right there. 1st and 20. 5 wide for the Shermans.
1st and 20. Moving backwards here. Back to the pass. Coy looks, quick sideline pattern. Got a man 40. 42. Breaks the tackle 45 out near the 50-yard line. Zickafoos again.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with Zickafoos. You got to get the ball in his hands. He really hasn't played a lot of snaps offensively so far. And, that was just a little 8-9 yard hitch.
Yeah, they ran
just real elusive, sidestepped him. And
they ran a man deep, and then Zickafoos stopped short. The man went deep. He stopped short, was open, but as you said, what difference was they had 20 to go. But he got by the first tackler, and he turned an 8-yard gain into a 15-yard gain. 2nd and 5. Now running back, and they'll hand it off. This time is Long around the corner. A little bit of running room. Tries to turn the corner. I think he's just shy. They needed 5. He might have got 4. It'll be 3rd down Shermans.
3rd and 1. Real manageable 3rd down here. You almost think it could be 4 down territory, really.
They're into Portsmouth territory. Portsmouth 48-yard line. So are we close to the river? I'm kind of hungry.
I am too, a little bit.
3rd and 1.
Back set.
3rd and short. Coy only in the backfield. They put a man in motion. Coy's going to run for it himself. He gets knocked from behind, but he falls forward and gets the 1st down. It was a fake handoff to Braden, who came in motion, and then similar play to they ran down towards the goal line earlier. But
yeah,
Coy didn't take a shot at because it was so crowded and nobody really had a clean shot, and he was able to push forward.
Yeah, I like the play call. Had 3 wide receivers and Long at one, wing back on one side and Braden on the other, and I think it was Braden came across for the fake, and kind of like a little quarterback read option right there.
The 2 defensive tackles inside right now are weighing 286 and 304. It's tough to move them out of the way. Pass over the middle, overthrown, intended for Zickafoos. Good coverage. Portsmouth had 2 or 3 defenders in the area. Coy's only chance was to try to throw it up high enough, but too high for Zickafoos to go up and get it. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 at the Portsmouth 45-yard line as we move towards the end of the first quarter. Here at Portsmouth. Nice facilities, we said. Big Trojan in the middle of the field, turf field.
Got a timeout. Unioto.
1:35 left. The Shermans do call a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to the Tomlinson Insurance SVC Game of the Week on WXIZ. Back with more football after this 30-second timeout.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world. With multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
Back at Portsmouth, Greg Bigham, my partner here, Jaron Cox. Both former players in the SVC. Mine was back when they didn't have face guards. Jaron played sports in the SVC a little more recently. I don't know about Straws ball, but
we're going back 20-plus years, Greg. 25-plus years.
And the SVC's changed a lot, especially since I played. Back, screen pass, wide open to the left side. Flag down, however. A lot of running room on the screen pass for Braden. He gets inside the 40. Picked up almost the 10 yards needed for a first down, but illegal procedure.
Yeah.
Somebody in motion moved the wrong way for the Shermans, and penalties have been a problem for the Shermans. They have certainly been able to move the ball much better than Portsmouth, that right now appear to be the better team, but penalty mistakes are really hurting them from maintaining their drive.
That was a great play call right there by Coach Hoops.
Yes, it was.
Because Portsmouth is, you got your 4 D linemen. They're playing almost like a nickel package, only 2 linebackers, and the linebackers are dropping back in coverage and trying to make Coy throw it over top of them. Well, that left the screen pass wide open, just an illegal shift there.
I would think they'd come back to that sometime. 2nd and 15. Coy 5 yards behind center. Pressure from the outside. Throws it deep down the right side. Got a man and just overthrows him. Tried to go deep to Zickafoos. Laid it out there and just overthrown by about 1.5 yards.
Yeah.
Zickafoos is going to be a tired young man. He's sprinted down the field about 3 times here on long passes.
He is. He's really fast. He's made a couple nice plays. He's playing defensive back, safety on defense. He's returning punts, and they're going to have to find some ways to get him a break right there. But, they had one-on-one with him outside and just overthrew him there by a couple yards, like you said. And, again, I think that's something you see one-on-one with Zickafoos. I think I like my chances most of the time if I can get the ball to him.
3rd and 15, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Back to pass, pressure. Now he's going to scramble, roll to his right, going to run for it, 50, 45, down the sidelines, shy of the first down now. It looked like Isaac got to around the 40. It may be a manageable 4th down. They're going to be about 5 yards short, so now Coach Hoops will have a decision. 4th and 5, Portsmouth 40. Do you put them in the hole? They've had trouble moving the football.
I'll tell you what I think I would do right here, Greg. I would keep my offense out there. I think that's what he's doing.
Try to get him
I try
to
to draw them off sides. Yeah, early first week, and, you never know what's going to happen. Portsmouth already has, what we say, 4 penalties. Why not try to get them
They
right
are going
here?
to do that. They're going to line up and go for it from the 40. It'll be 4th and 5. Man in motion. And
I think they did it.
Wow.
Wow.
I can hear the Portsmouth coaches yelling, and we're on top of the press box. I can hear the Portsmouth coaches yelling. I could hear him. He goes, I just told you.
Great play call right there by Coach Hoops.
Yeah, I just told you what they were going to do. But unfortunately, the kids are 15, 16, and looked like they were hiking, and they jumped off sides. And that's first down by penalty for the Shermans. Nice call. Did just what Coach Jaron told him to do. But I think Coach Hoops had that in mind.
Yeah, he's much smarter than I am.
35-yard line, 1st and 10. Now back in the pistol. Man in motion. Straight ahead on the run, Braden. He's got 4 yards forward to about the 31. And we move now under a minute to play first quarter. Unioto leads at 7-0.
I think that's the first time we saw Yusuf Wilson in the lineup on offense, kind of like in a
He's been on
back.
defense.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. He played some running back last year. And, this is kind of what I seen Unioto do in the scrimmage. They kind of throw the ball early, kind of wear you down, and then they start, roughing you up right there. I think we're going to see a lot more Braden and Wilson and Long running the ball here as the game gets going.
Braden back with Coy. Man in motion. Back to pass. Looking. Throws to the right side. Right at the first down marker. Complete. But that was a great timing pass by Isaac Coy. His receiver took it deep, then came back to the football.
Jack Welch.
But Jack made a great catch on their touchdown drive. Went up and caught one down around the 20 in traffic. Great timing on that play. Yeah. You have to throw the ball before Welsh broke.
Yeah.
And it was right there from Isaac Coy.
I would say that's the biggest improvement I've seen from Coy from last season to this season is his arm strength and his timing, his connection with his wide receivers. Last year, it seemed like the ball floated a little bit. That has some zip on it.
He was just a sophomore last year, right?
Yes, he was.
They give him a first down right at the marker at the 25. And around the left end on a run to the left side, down around the 21 on the carry was Levi Beam on the flanker around.
Yeah, that's Levi's second carry of the night, and he's got 2 carries for 14 yards, and I think that may bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, on the run, the clock moving down under 10 seconds. We have completed first quarter action here on opening night for high school football on a Thursday night. Greg Bigham, Jaron Cox here at Portsmouth High School, the end of the first quarter on the Thomason Insurance SVC Game of the Week. The Shermans 7, Trojans nothing. Back with second quarter after this.
Integrity. It's a small
1 minute.
word with a big meaning, and
can't.
it's one we hold dear at Ross County Banking Center. That means we work hard every day to do what's right.
Stressed? Overstimulated? Smash it out at Recreations. Rec plates in our rage room, fling paint in the splatter zone, then strike a pose in the selfie studio. Chaos, creativity, and content. Let's get messy.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chill Coffee or Waverly McDonald's or McHire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm love.
Oh, my mower won't start. I know what to do. Take it to Matheny's Small Engine Repair.
On the sideline. We bring you football here, 7-0, but the Shermans knocking on the door, Jay.
They are. They a really good first quarter, balanced first quarter. Seems like they're throwing the ball a lot. 52 rushing yards in that first quarter for the Shermans. That seemed like that first quarter took forever. But 45 passing yards. Good balance. 5 of 8 for Isaac Coy right there. You know, Cody Braden had the 2-yard touchdown rush there with about 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. It seems like the Shermans have kind of found their groove here moving forward.
We'll get Jaron's Portsmouth notes here from their numbers in a moment after this first down play inside the 20. Coy back to pass. Another penalty flag down deep in the middle. Got a man deep in the end zone. Goes up for it. Not able to bring it down. Intended for Levi Beam. And another flag in the backfield. And another illegal. Most of those have been called illegal shifts against the Shermans. Well, they overcame a 1st and 20 on this drive earlier, and now they are knocking on the door, but that'll move them back. And it's going to be second down and moving back to probably about 2nd and 10 or 11. Yeah, Portsmouth, I'm guessing Portsmouth, not a lot of offense there. They had a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, they had 4 rushes for 16 yards. They were actually 3 of 4 passing the ball, but they only had 6 yards. If you remember, they had the one pass, the quarterback was scrambling, and he threw it, the guy caught it. They actually lost 6 or 7 yards right there. Kind of really hurt their numbers, but I only have Portsmouth for 14 yards in the first quarter.
Third down, Braden around the left side to the 20, breaks a tackle. Look like he might get a hold against the Shermans. As Braden able to move down near the 15.
Yeah.
It is a holding call, so the Shermans, wow, really have played excellent football other than penalties, are absolutely killing the Shermans. Still, he looked at those numbers offensively, almost 100 yards for Unioto and under 20 for the Portsmouth, and it's a 7-0 ball game.
Yeah.
And part of what you said, it's the penalties that have made this game kind of drag on, as Jim just talked about.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here looking, that's 50 penalty yards on Unioto already. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 penalties for 50 yards for Unioto. You know, but you sit there and you look at Portsmouth, and they've got 5 penalties for 30 yards. So both teams have been a little bit sloppy in that department. And I think you kind of expect those things in week 1. It just seems like it's about every other play right now.
Nobody in the backfield other than Isaac Coy. 3rd and 10, back to pass. He's got some pressure, lobs it down the middle. Got a man, Zickafoos, up between 2 defenders.
Wow.
What a catch. Touchdown,
Wow.
Shermans.
Wow. Jackson Zickafoos, that's another great catch. Similar to the catch that Jack Welch had earlier. He had the guy with his arms wrapped around his waist. Good job right there. An experienced veteran receiver, and was willing to take the hit for the big touchdown.
He was behind 2 defenders, and Coy laid it up in the air, but the timing by Zickafoos, as Jaron explained, the timing was what tremendous. He waited, and then he high-pointed the ball between the 2 defenders, and he was at the high point, caught it, took a hit, and came down on the turf for a touchdown. What a catch by Zickafoos. Extra point kick is kind of muff, but it get up high enough, it got over the crossbar and is good. Well, a long strike for the Shermans. I believe that was a 20-yard pass?
25-yard pass.
3rd and 10, 11:41 left in the second quarter, and the Shermans extend their lead. Unioto 14, Portsmouth nothing. You're listening to Tomlinson Insurance SVC Game of the Week. Back with the Unioto kickoff after this.
Looking for a hometown favorite? Stop by the Lunchbox.
Presented to you by Tomlinson Insurance.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank. Working together, building success.
And care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
Welcome back to the International Game.
I actually got Portsmouth for -2 total yards.
Of course, it's a busy.
From based on.
Back with you, Greg Bigham and Jaron Cox. All of a sudden, I heard Marty's voice there. It kind of threw me off. Yeah, 11:41 to play in the half, and that was 3rd and 10, and it passed right down the middle. Zickafoos just timed it, went up in the air, and made a tremendous catch for the touchdown. Kick goes out of bounds by the Shermans, so Portsmouth will bring it out to the 20. We actually have 2 SVC teams playing tonight on Thursday night, Jaron.
That's right.
Piketon playing tonight against Portsmouth Northwest, I believe.
Yes, Piketon.
Not too far away.
Yeah, Piketon is a team that, a lot of people are talking about in the SVC, and they've got the Gaulian kid back at quarterback. Seems like he's been there forever now. So, a lot of kids on that roster also.
Portsmouth takes over at their own 20-yard line. Thursday night high school football. Again, we'll be back with you tomorrow night as well as Logan Elm hosts St. Trace. Right now, the Shermans with a 14-point lead, and Portsmouth has not shown a lot of ability to move the football. They've made a lot of mistakes here in the first half. Quarterback into the left flat, line of scrimmage to 20, gets to the outside, brought down at the 20. Excellent tackle for Unioto. A very quick tackle by Judah Zickafoos, is another senior. Judah up quickly, and Renner made the tackle also, but they were right there to make the stop at the 20, and it'll be 2nd and 10, no game on the little swing pass there for Portsmouth.
It looks like Pox's is out of the lineup right now. Not back there at halfback. They got number 14, Dontavian Parker, I believe.
Yes.
Another senior.
They said
5'8",
that the
140.
running back would be by committee, so Foxes, who looked very good early on, as you said, not in there. Now a quarterback keep, 20, 25, a little bit of running room, 27, maybe the 28. First time they've come up the middle on a quarterback keep, and that's quarterback Marquez Locklear. Had a little bit of an opening to the line of scrimmage and gets it out to the 28, 3rd and 2 for the Trojans.
Yeah, he's a very good athlete right there at quarterback. It might be one of those things where, he was quarterback by default, and maybe you see Portsmouth start to run the ball. I tell you, this is a really important drive for Portsmouth. They need to do something. Unioto scored on their last 2 drives, so Portsmouth has to do something here if they want to stay in the game. Unioto's on the verge of blowing this thing wide open.
Dontavian Parker back in the backfield. They'll go under center. They'll hand it to Parker right side. Tries to go out, cuts it back in. That was a mistake stopping.
David Long.
On a short yardage, long in there, but short yardage, you can't juke around much when you're inside your tackles, and he tried to juke back to the inside, and that delay allowed a lot of Shermans to get after him. Long was the first one there.
Yeah, nice job by David Long. He's a phenomenal linebacker. It really puts Portsmouth in a tough spot here. 4th and 4. You hate to punt because Unioto's on a roll offensively, but, you're at your own 26. You have to now. Maybe the doctor can order an offside like Unioto got there a couple of minutes ago. But
Unioto almost blocked the last punt.
They did.
Because the punter is only about 9 yards behind center. They'll do it again, and
not a good punt.
Straight up in the air. Portsmouth in a little bit of work. Takes a bounce, and Zickafoos grabs it at midfield, runs out of bounds quickly. And the Shermans have great field position again. The punter, number 6, is Cameron Williams, a junior. And I guess one of the things, Jaron, is when you're that close, you can run a play off of it. You can certainly run a quick fake punt because you're only about 6-7 yards behind. It's almost like a pistol formation. Yeah. But when you punt from that, if the Shermans take one step inside the line, they almost block it, or you have to kick it. Yes. And both times he's had to kick it quick up in the air, and it's not got much yardage. But it'll be Sherman ball at midfield. They lead at 14-0. Coy right away, going to go deep down the right sidelines. Wide open, but he overthrew him. Braden ran right by the defender. Was open at the 15 and just a bit overthrown. Now the Shermans are one behind them.
I like the play call right there. They got Braden matched up one-on-one against the linebacker, and Braden just blew right by him. Coy just overthrew him by about 5 yards right there. He could have walked into the end zone.
Isaac he just threw a perfect spiral. It looked like it got up in that wind a little bit and it just spiraled out and could not get it to Braden. Just overthrew him by about 2 yards. 2nd and 10. Again, no running back. We got 2 receivers to the right, 3 to the left for the Shermans. Isaac Coy, man in motion. And they will hand it off running room. 45-40, breaks the tackle at the 40.
That's Wilson.
Yusuf Wilson, mentioned him a moment ago, and tell you what, the Shermans, beware SVC. They got some offensive weapons on this team. Wow.
Boy,
Wilson, their first carry looked as good as anybody's carried the
ball. I'm telling you right now, I think everybody knows I appreciate basketball. He plays JV basketball. He looks like a man amongst children out on the basketball floor. He is put together.
Wow, down to the 35. 15-yard game for Wilson. And a first down Shermans. We're under 9 minutes to play until first half comes to an end. They'll try Wilson again, left side, 35, cuts in, 30, back outside to the 25, down the sidelines, inside the 20.
Wow.
And right now, Cody Braden and David Long said, wait a minute. Who's this Wilson guy? Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's got great cuts. That time,
quick,
great running backs sometimes can slow cut in and then stop and give you right back to the outside. He was able to do that. He has gained 31 yards and 2 carries, right?
Yes. Yeah. He plays a weird combination. He plays D-line and running back.
Fake it this time. Got a man over the middle. Actually, Coy dropped a football. Now he's going to be sacked back at the 25-yard line.
Trying to hit Zikafus on the slant right there. Nice job by Portsmouth. The linebacker slid back, kind of read his eyes. Really a good job by Coy of not throwing it. It would have probably been an interception.
He was looking for a quick in, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. And, by the time he was trying to make an adjustment, there was three linemen right there by Portsmouth to take him down. Good job of him. Just hold on to the football.
Cody Braden back in. Yusuf Wilson, who had those 2 great carries, will come out of the lineup. No, that loss, first quarterback sack against Isaac Coy. Will bring it back. 2nd down. Coy gives it to Braden to the 25. Braden, a little bit of running room, breaks the tackle to the 15, falls inside the 15. Well, he had 15 to go, and he got about 13, and it was kind of like a pinball machine. He was hit, bounced off, and then dove forward for an extra 3 yards, down to mark it at the 14.
I think that just speaks volumes about Unioto's depth.
Man.
I mean, Braden and Long getting most of the carries. Oh, here's Yusuf Wilson. Go get me 31 yards on 2 carries. We'll come back with Braden, get 13 more. Much manageable 3rd down right here. A 3rd and 4 probably?
Yes, 3rd and 4 exactly from the 14. They lead at 14-0. Driving for the 3rd score, the Shermans. Coy, 1 running back. Hand it off to Braden. Cuts back into the 10. Down inside the 10. First down, Shermans. It'll be 1st and goal to go at the 6.
Good vision right there by Cody Braden. A real quick cut. Again, going north and south right there. Making sure he gets the 1st down. Good move right there by the veteran tailback.
Mark his knee down outside the 5, but it's 1st and goal to go. Shermans will have 4 shots at it to get a little over 5 yards and hoping to take a 21-0 lead. We're still in the first half.
Starting to see some hands on the hips from the D lineman at Portsmouth.
Here's a handoff. Straight ahead, Braden breaks a tackle off left guard and touchdown, Shermans. And you just made a great point. And actually, Mike Straswell mentioned it earlier down on the sideline. They have got, Portsmouth has, again, we talked about linemen, 285, 304, 305. There's some big dudes. But Unioto's had the ball so much, they are certainly wearing down, and that time Braden was able to really get through much easier than he had earlier, and he just kind of walked in from 5 yards out, 20-0, extra point attempt. Ball is down. Portsmouth doesn't even rush the kicker. Kick is up, and it is good. Well, the Shermans making good on the trip down 23. They're up 21 zips, 6:38 to play in the first half. You're listening to the Tomlinson Insurance SVC Game of the Week. Sherman's on top, back with a kickoff after this minute.
One we hold dear at Ross County
The
Banking
route is
Center.
on, I
that
think.
means we work hard every day to do what's right, even when no one's looking. We treat people the way we want to be treated, volunteer in our communities, and keep a watchful eye to safeguard our customers. At Ross County Banking Center, we strive to do that better every day. Find more information on
The Lunchbox and Chill Coffee, home of the famous pretzel sandwich. Enjoy all-day breakfast, fresh lemonade shake-ups, and a big menu for a small space. Visit us at 24 East Water Street or call 740-775-8624. Delivery, dine-in, and carry-out are available.
You've been watching SVC Game of the Week, presented to you by Tomlinson Insurance.
Matthew, who just kicked the extra point. He's 3 for 3 tonight. Will kick it off for the Shermans. And 6:38 to play in the first half. Unioto leads at 21-0. That is Cody Braden's second touchdown of the night. The other belongs to Zikafus on a touchdown pass from Isaac Coy. Kick down, long end-over-end kick over the head of everybody and bounces into the end zone. Nice kickoff by Liam. It'll bring it out to the 20, and Portsmouth will try it again. I'm thinking back, but Portsmouth, maybe one first down?
I have them down for one first down, yes, and 4 total yards, not counting, or four total yards for the game. Just penalties, bad snaps, I've hurt them. 4 total yards compared to Unioto's 190. Unioto scored on 3 of their 4 drives. If you remember the first drive, it was like 3rd and long, and they threw a deep pass that got intercepted, but scored a touchdown since, and it really appears from up here that they're starting to wear Portsmouth down, according to Mike Strasball.
Fernando Paxas, who started at running back, had a couple nice runs, is back in there running back. Quarterback Locklear. Locklear rolls to his right, looks to throw, being pressured, tosses it to the sideline, and after he tossed the ball, he took a pretty good hit. I was thinking one of the Shermans kind of fell down back there, but didn't know what happened.
Was that Jacob Renner again, 21? Jacob's had a heck of a game. We've mentioned his name
he's put a lot
times.
of pressure from his, looks like defensive end position, I think. He's put a lot of pressure on the quarterback tonight. The officials might be looking at intentional grounding. Although you get outside the pocket, I'm not sure that rule.
Intentional grounding?
Yeah. They call intentional grounding. I thought that's kind of a tough call. But there was a receiver in the general area, plus Locklear had really rolled out to his right, and I, not being an aficionado of all, but I know they talk about being outside the pocket. But anyway, they're conferred with it. Official says it was intentional grounding, so they'll lose yardage back.
That's almost a 15-yard penalty. I think if you're going to make that call, you got to be 100% sure about it. And that was a tough call, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought so, too. There was a guy kind of in the area, and wasn't like he just threw it over everybody's head out of bounds, and there wasn't no red jerseys. But Locklear now standing in his own end zone beside his running back Paxas. High snap, looks, throws quickly to the left side. One-on-one to the 5. One-on-one move, but another great tackle. That's Zikafus quickly up. Well, if you're Portsmouth and you have a lot of speed, they're not matching well. And again, they're wearing down a little bit up front. They got the big guy. But a lot of times, the only thing that looks like they're able to do, they're trying to throw the ball out of the backfield and get their running back out in space one-on-one. But the Shermans are doing a great job with one-on-one and getting to the tackler, not letting the guy get loose out there.
Zikafus has some great speed. Yes. David Long has made some nice tackles inside. If I were Portsmouth, I would go under center, right from the start, hand it off. Paxas has shown he has the capability to hit the big play, but they're digging themselves in a hole, it seems like, the first down on every drive.
They got 2. They're at their own 5. Now scrambling, being chased in the end zone. He's got some running room, throws it to the outside complete, and they're only going to gain a yard or 2. Well, Locklear did a nice job escaping everyone. He rolled to his right. He was in his own end zone, and he threw it out into the right flat, completed it, and the completion, I believe, was to Caleb Johnson. But Caleb Johnson, once he caught the ball, he was able to only gain 2 yards before there were white jerseys all over him, and it's going to be fourth and a long, long way to go. It is 4th down and 22 for the Trojans. They got to punt the football, and again, Cameron Williams standing about, well, he is standing 6 yards behind the center. Don't be surprised if Unioto blocks one of these. He is not very far behind the center, and now we got a timeout.
Illegal substitution. That'll be half
penalty.
the distance. It's just a couple yards right there, but, I mean.
Sherman defenders are over looking at the coaching staff. I know what they're looking at is, can we go for the block, or do we want to, they're punting against the wind. Chances are they're going to get great field position. Zickafoos back deep. And again, maybe 6-7 yards deep, the punter. Snap. And pressure, but a line drive kick will hit it to 30, bounce backwards, and look like a wedge shot. Just dropped right there to 33. And another great field position for the Shermans deep in Portsmouth territory. So Unioto has begun at their own 26. Second drive at the Portsmouth 37. Then at their own 45, and then at the 50. And this time they will begin deep in the territory.
Yeah, it's 33-yard line, and, it's looking good for the Shermans right now. Seems like everything is going their way.
3 wide receivers to the right, no running backs. Isaac Coy looking to throw again. Looking. Going to go deep right side. Got a man at the 5. Caught it. Did he hang on to it? Rolls into the end zone. It is shy of the touchdown.
Braden Harsha, a freshman.
Wow. He's a freshman?
Wow. He's a freshman.
Harsha was open. He had to come back a little bit for the football. When he came back, the defender caught up with him, made contact, but he was able to catch the ball running backwards, then fell backwards, got knocked to the ground, hit at the 1, and then rolled into the end zone. So unfortunately for Harsha, he won't get the touchdown, but he'll pick up a 32-yard reception from Isaac Coy. Isaac's passing yard is certainly picking up. Boy, Harsha, that was a good catch by Harsha. Almost as good as the great one earlier, touchdown by Zickafoos.
Let me say that again. Freshman.
Rolling to the right, going to give the quarterback Coy a chance to score. Did he get in? And he did on the quarterback keep. Isaac Coy gets his first touchdown of the season, and the Shermans make short work. 37 yards in 2 plays, and they go up by 4 touchdowns with 3:50 left in the first half. Well, they were doing a radio show before, and then there were 2 guys. One guy picked Unioto, the other picked Portsmouth, but and again, opening game, who knows?
Yeah.
Boy, the Shermans are making a statement here. I don't know how good Portsmouth. They went to the playoffs last year. D5 kick is up, and once again good by the reliable kicker Liam Mathey. Well, we got timeout on the field. It's all Shermans here along the Ohio River tonight. They're rolling, and with 3:50 left in the first half, Unioto 28-0 over Portsmouth. Back with more of Tomlinson's coverage of the SVC after this timeout.
Looking for a hometown favorite? Stop by the Lunchbox in Chillicothe, home of the famous pretzel sandwich. From hearty all-day breakfast to a variety of wraps, subs, and paninis, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the fresh lemon shake-ups, perfect with any meal.
Presented to you by Tomlinson Insurance.
Apparel for
No.
SVC schools.
Benton County.
Plus customized
And then
shirts
wait,
for your
really?
company or event. They offer everything from apparel, banners, and window graphics to decals, signs, billboards, and custom magnets. For great prices, friendly service, and quality products, call or stop in to see what they can create for you. Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing, 97 North Park Drive in Chillicothe. Call 740-663-7023.
Greg Begum, Jaron Cox, high on top of the press box. I'm going to start getting. I would never. The other day I was talking about how hot it was. I couldn't wait till it got cold. I might change my mind. A A little bit, the wind blowing up here, a little chilly, but again, great night for opening high school football. Kick into the end zone again for the Shermans, and Matthew knocks it into the end zone. By the way, Matthew now 4 of 4 on extra point kicks.
3 straight touchbacks.
Yep, 3 kicks into the end zone, and Portsmouth begins at their own 20. That's a great weapon to have when the team starts at their own 20 in high school football. Great.
It is. And then actually, the 4 possessions ago, they started at their 19. Good tackle on kickoff coverage by the Sherman special teams.
Well, Portsmouth will try it again. They will put Poxis back in the backfield again. They'll go with that pistol formation. Locklear looks to pass, looking to the right side, flips it out to Poxie in the left flat to the 20, breaks a tackle, 25-27. He broke the tackle. The first man to him was Grady Goebel, and he broke that tackle from Grady and able to scoot up for a good game. One of the better games for Portsmouth tonight. And Jaron's talked about it earlier. He talked about you thought that Fernando Poxis, a 200-pound junior, needed to be back in there. He's got size, and he is tough to bring down, and he, again, is back in the offense and showed it right there by picking up 9 yards.
A positive play for Portsmouth on first down right there. They've been, digging themselves a big hole the last couple of drives.
Roll to the left. Again, it's Poxis. This time not much running room, but he puts his head down, and what was going to be a yard loss might be a yard gain.
I think he picked up a first down right there.
Only the second first down of the night for the Trojans, but they get it across the 30 and a first down on 2 carries by Fernando Poxis. Just like Foxes, only with a P. Listed at 5'10", 202. He's a load to bring down.
Yeah, he is, and he's got quick feet. He's got a nice kind of rhythm to him as he's running. He has a nice head and shoulder fake. He was able to show that a couple times early in the game. He running the football, had some space, but the Shermans have kind of contained him here recently.
Now, he fumbled the ball in the backfield. He went to fake the handoff, and the Shermans get on it. It was a mix-up between Locklear and Poxis. And I think Portsmouth might have got it back. Portsmouth now a couple wide receivers in number 6, been in before Cameron Williams, a junior. And also wide receiver right now is Tyshone Henderson.
Again, another negative play for Portsmouth on first down right there, putting them behind the sticks.
To second down and 12. Locklear looks, fires it down the middle, got a man up and interception. Great job playing center field.
Jack Weingardner.
Nice job, Weingardner playing free safety. They had a defender for Unioto, great coverage. It was Beam on the outside, and then from the inside position of safety, Weingardner was able to move over, and there was actually wind up being double. Really not a good pass. There was just double coverage. Unioto read it, and they pick it off the interception. And Unioto has it again, this time at their own 44-yard line after the pick. And 2.5 minutes to play until halftime.
Let's see if Unioto has like a 2.5-minute offense. It'd be nice to get a touchdown here right before the end of the half.
In their own territory, man in motion. Snap it back, looking to throw. 4 wide receivers. They got a man wide open down the field, and intercepted. Bounced off the defender and picked off. That was a tremendous play by Portsmouth's Leland Skurlock. One of the things that might have happened there was there were almost 2 receivers in the same area for Unioto, and Skurlock was able to come off. He jumped in the air, got a hand on it. Unioto had it in their hands, and when he hit the ground, it popped in the air and fell right in the stomach of Locklear. Second interception of the night against Isaac Coy, and Portsmouth gets it back inside their own 20.
Yeah, that was kind of a bad luck play right there, but
it was bad luck.
Yeah. See what Portsmouth can do here.
2:23. A little bit. Now the quarterback's going to take off running and gets about 5 or 6 out to around the 25-yard line.
I think if you're Portsmouth, you got to find some positives here. You're losing on the scoreboard. It's still week 1. You've got to find out some things about your team. What can you improve on? What can we do to improve.
There's two big tackles. One's at left guard, one's at left tackle. Second down and 5. Locklear back to throw. Got pressure again. Gets away from the rusher. Moves to the outside. Now moves back to the inside and winds up gaining a yard after he ran up about 20. And again, we've mentioned his name a lot defensively tonight, but once again, that's Jacob Renner. He has played well. He originally had the pressure. He jumped in the air, ran right by the quarterback, but he didn't stop, and he chased him down from behind and still got the tackle.
Yeah.
And Unioto wants a timeout. They're going to call timeout. Let's take a quick one as well. You're listening to Tomlinson Insurance, SVC Game of the Week on WXIZ. We'll be back with more action right after this 30-second timeout.
Game of the Week.
Looking for a job that works with your life?
Stressed? Overstimulated? Smash it out at Recreations. Rec plates in our rage room, fling paint in the splatter zone, then strike a pose in the selfie studio. Chaos, creativity, and content. Let's get messy.
Oh, my mower won't start. I know what to do. Take it to Matheny's Small Engine Repair, located on Savageville School Road in between Jackson and Chillicothe.
You've been watching SVC Game of the Week, presented to you by Tomlinson Insurance.
Starting tomorrow night in our weekly SVC Game of the Week, as always, we'll have a Monroe's Collision of the Game. Monroe's there on Bridge Street, and Monroe's Collision of the Game will pick that as our broadcast crew and then present them with a T-shirt. So we'll have that again this year on our SVC Game of the Week.
28-0 here. Minute 20 left.
Roll to the right. Locklear throws it over the middle. Got a man open, 34-yard line, immediately tackled. That will be a first down, Trojans. I believe only their third first down of the first half.
Yes.
And the clock will start after they move the chains. It's stopped right now with 1:15 to play in the first half. And as Jaron just told you, if you joined us late or whatever, 28-0 Shermans, and now a timeout. Actually, the Shermans called timeout on the play before, and Portsmouth able to pick up the first down, and I think now another timeout. This one may have been called by the Trojans. It gives us a chance to remind you more action tomorrow night from Logan Elm High School. Zane Trace Pioneers. Mr. McCullough, the quarterback, will lead the Pioneers up the road to Logan Elm to meet the Braves. Braves have been very successful under Coach Holbert for several years. Maybe a little bit. I think they're going to be strong up front. I was talking to someone the other day. Thought they were going to be a little bit younger at some key positions, but they've been good every year under Coach Holbert.
They have been really good. I know they graduated a lot last year.
Really good quarterback,
yes.
A couple of good wide receivers, and good running back. I'm trying to think. The running back's very quick last year for him. I saw him run track last spring. But
that's been a good rivalry, the last several years.
Been good games.
Yeah.
First down, but then we'll be there tomorrow night on the air at 6:45 for our first Friday night game here on Hank FM. First and 10, Trojans. Locklear rolls to the left, throws it into the flat, got a man 34, immediately tackled, quickly up to make the tackle. And Judah Zikafus, he's made a couple nice defensive plays for the Shermans. Clock will roll, and we're under a minute to play first half. No gain on the play, second and 10. Lob it over the middle, wide open. Nobody was over there. And the Shermans will chase him down to 30, the 25, the 22. It was a quick play, but a trick play, but I think
what happened, Greg, was the quarterback saw nobody covering number 4, and they had two offensive players moving at the same time, and that's a penalty. You can only have one guy moving in motion, and they had multiple guys moving. And
the Shermans, they were getting lined up. They weren't lined up, and a quick snap, and you're right, the quarterback saw a man wide to the right in front of the Unioto bench. Nobody was covering him. He got him the ball, and they gained 30, 40, about 50 yards. But Jaron explained what happened. Because of the way they played, they did it so quickly. There were two guys moving. Certainly, they've had two big plays tonight, a penalty, and that was definitely a penalty, but almost tricked the Shermans. Now rolling to the right. Looking, tries to scramble, going to be sacked in the backfield.
David Long. He also finished it, yeah, but there was a host of other Shermans in there also.
Yusuf was in there again, too. Yusuf Wilson, who's had a couple big runs tonight, he got in to help make the tackle as well. And the Trojans may just let the clock run down now because they've got a long way to go. Third and about 22. They'll let the clock run out, and it should run out and end the first half. Down to 4, 3, 2, 1. One half of football completed here on Thursday night in Scioto County. At halftime, it's all Unioto. The Shermans 28, the Portsmouth Trojans 0. You're listening to the Tomlinson Insurance SVC Game of the Week on WXIZ. We're going to take a couple-minute break. We'll come back, and Jaron will look at some stats. We'll catch you up on who scored for the Shermans in the first half right after this timeout. Again, Hank FM with the SVC Game of the Week. Glad to have you along.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationship.
Looking for a job that works with your life?
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank. Working together, building success.
You've been watching SVC Game of the Week, presented to you by Tomlinson Insurance.
701-6744. Greenwald Lawn and Landscape, a proud sponsor of SVC Sports. At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world with multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
Well, back at Portsmouth High School, Greg Bigham and Jaron Cox here with you, along with Mike Strasball, who just appeared with us here a moment ago. 28-0, Shermans. Let me give you a quick recap, and then Jaron will look at some of the stats in the first half. Portsmouth struggled, certainly. Wound up with 3 or 4 first downs, but thank you, sir. And as Unioto's first series, they moved the ball down and then tried a long pass on 3rd and long. It got picked off. But it was as effective as a punt. Portsmouth started their own 27. Unioto on their second possession drove down the field. They began the drive at the Portsmouth 37. A 37-yard drive ended in a 2-yard touchdown run by Braden. 4:22 to play first quarter. 7-0 Unioto, and we ended the first quarter 7-0. Shermans on their third possession moved down the field, then a 25-yard pass. Isaac Coy connected with Zikafus, and that was a 25-yard pass, a tremendous catch by Zikafus, who timed his jump, high-pointed up in the air, hit the end zone, and hung on to it for a beautiful touchdown. 11:40 to play in the half, 14-0. Unioto scored on their third straight possession, beginning at midfield, this time a 5-yard run by Braden. 6:38 to play in the half, 21-0. And then 4 times in a row on possessions, the Shermans scored. This one began another great field position at the Portsmouth 33. Only took them 2 plays to drive 33 yards. A long pass to the freshman Braden Harsha down to the 1. And then Coy took over from the 1 and took it in for the touchdown. And after all the successful extra point kicks by Matthew, it was 28-0 in favor of the Shermans. And that's where we stand at halftime. Jaron?
Yeah, just looking at some individual stats here. Let's start with rushing the football for Unioto. 17 rushes, 111 yards. That's a little bit more than 8 yards a carry. A good job, a good mixture, good combination of Braden, Long, Wilson, and Beam, and even Isaac Coy's had his nose in there, but Cody Braden's led the way. He's got 7 carries for 44 yards. Yusuf Wilson, 2 carries, 31 yards. And then you got Isaac Coy, 4 carries, 17 yards. Levi Beam, 2 carries, 14 yards. David Long, 2 carries, and 5 yards. Throwing the football, Isaac Coy, 7 of 12 in the first half, 102 yards. He does have 2 interceptions. One of them was really like a punt. The second one's kind of a bad luck play. I wouldn't look too much into those right now. But he's really improved his arm strength from last season, and I've been impressed how he's throwing the football. Good timing throws on a couple back shoulder, hitch passes, whatever you want to call them. He's really in tune with the Unioto wide receivers. And then you look over at the receiving stats. Jackson Zikafus, he's a phenomenal athlete. He had a really good catch on the touchdown right there. Had 3 really good catches for the Shermans in that first half. Jackson has 2 catches for 41 yards. Jack Welch, another phenomenal catch there on a big first down play. 3 catches for 24 yards. And then the freshman, Braden Harsha, a huge catch right there. He's got stopped at the 1 yard line. He's got 2 catches for 37 yards. So a really good balance for the Shermans. I think we were talking about their depth there in the first half, and I think it just shows with the number of kids that have ran the football, number of kids that have caught the football, and they've had other kids out there that haven't touched it yet, but just their depth. They're just running people out, and I really thought that was a big difference there. Portsmouth started to wear down there late in the first half, and I had Unioto for 223 total yards in the first half, 8 penalties for 50 yards, 1 interception by number 5, Jack Weingardner, and had the Shermans for 2 sacks. You flip over to Portsmouth. I had Portsmouth actually, Greg, for 0 total yards in the first half when you account for penalties and stuff like that. Individually rushing for Portsmouth, they had 10 total carries for 26 yards. Passing the football, they had 21 passing yards, 9 of 11, 1 interception. They really struggled with some bad snaps. Penalty yards really killed them. I had them for 9 penalties and 53 yards in the first half. But you start looking at some individual rushing stats. You had Poxy's 4 carries, 19 yards. Locklear, 5 carries, 10 yards. Parker came in 1 carry, -3 yards. Receiving, Pox's had two catches for 3 yards. Johnson had 2 catches for 14 yards, and Williams, the kid that's punted the ball, he caught 3 or 4 passes in that first half, 4 of them for 11 yards to round out the Trojan offense. They did have 2 interceptions in the first half. Number 12, Leland Skurlock, had both of those, and they did have 1 sack on defense to causing Unioto to lose 6 yards. But, I thought the biggest thing in the first half, 2 things that are really hurting Portsmouth. Number 1, I think they're getting a little fatigued. And number 2, they're getting behind the chains on offense. It seems like first down has been a killer play for them, whether it's been penalties, bad snaps, sacks. I think that 28-0, realistically, it's going to be really tough for them to come back and win this game. But it's week 1. You've got to find things that are positive right now, and they've got some athletes back there. Locklear, he's a heck of an athlete. The quarterback Poxy's is a good athlete. They got to eliminate some of the silly stuff, and I think they could be a dangerous team here as you go through the season.
We talked a little bit about it, but looking down, I believe one of their offensive linemen, Wesley Runyon, is a senior. He's listed at 287. Nick Donnelly's been up front. He's a junior, listed at 300. Jonathan Carter, senior, 304. And Charles Fletcher, a senior, at 305. Now, those are some big boys to move around. We've mentioned several times, even though it's a cool night, Unioto is very deep, and they bond up on the offense so much. Those guys defensively particularly, and you talked earlier, you said a couple of guys have to play both ways.
Yes.
It's been a big difference in the game, certainly for Portsmouth, and I think it's going to be tough for them again. They got a couple of guys can break loose at any time, but the 28-0 lead for Unioto certainly almost seems insurmountable for the home team tonight, the Portsmouth Trojans. I got one quick score. One other team opening tonight on Thursday night out of the SVC, the Piketon Red Streaks. And I didn't get when this is, maybe halftime, but Piketon leads Northwest 16-13. And that game also, I think, taking place here in Scioto County with Northwest hosting Piketon, 16-13 Piketon in that one. Let's take another time out. You're listening once again to the Tomlinson Insurance SVC Game of the Week on 100.9 WXIZ. Craig Bacon, Jaron Cox will be back with getting set for the second half. Again at halftime, 28-0 Unioto. Back with more after this.
Integrity.
Yeah,
it's a
give us a
small
couple
word
minutes so I
with a
can
big
eat a piece
meaning,
of pizza.
and it's one we hold dear at Ross County Banking Center. That means we work hard every day to do what's right, even when no one's looking. We treat people the way we want to be treated, volunteer in our communities, and keep a watchful eye to safeguard our customers. At Ross County Banking Center, we strive to do that better every day. Find more information on our website, vcnbfamily.bank, or visit one of our physical locations. Member FDIC.
Looking for a hometown favorite? Stop by the Lunchbox in Chillicothe, home of the famous pretzel sandwich. From hearty all-day breakfast to a variety of wraps, subs, and paninis, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the fresh lemon shake-ups, perfect with any meal. Whether you're craving a classic Italian loaded Reuben or a warm bowl of soup, you'll find it here. Located at 24 East Walnut Street, we offer carry-out, delivery, and even office catering. Call 740-775-8624 today.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing creates amazing apparel for SVC schools. Plus, customized shirts for your company or event. They offer everything from apparel, banners, and window graphics to decals, signs, billboards, and custom magnets. For great prices, friendly service, and quality products, call or stop in to see what they can create for you. Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing, 97 North Park Drive in Chillicothe. Call 740-663-7023.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chillicothe or Waverly McDonald's or makehire.com. We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
Greg Bacon and Jaron Cox. We are here at Portsmouth High School. The Portsmouth band performing right now. The Sherman band made the trip down, and their halftime performance just completed. 28-0 at halftime. We told you Piketon leading in their game. That is at halftime 16-13 over Northwest. But to thank someone, the crew here at Portsmouth High School, either that or Mike Strasball went out and stole a pizza. Well, one of the two things happened, but he brought us some pizza.
I wouldn't put it past Strasball. He's all about the food, So we appreciate him bringing that up here. Really hit the spot.
Yeah, when you're doing the game, you got to eat fast. But anyway, we were able to grab a piece of pizza. Thank you to the folks here at Portsmouth. And we mentioned earlier, being a Thursday night game, and we're thrilled, of course, that WXIZ and Hank FM to be the voice of the SVC starting out tonight with that. But in today's world, when I began doing all this years ago, doing some work back at an old station in Circleville, but there weren't a lot of radio stations. And especially when I played, if they did your game on radio, man, it was a thrill. And it was that way for a lot of years. As the media has changed, and especially in the last 10, 15 years, so many online options, and being a Thursday night, we thought we were here early, but everybody and their brother was here in some form or the other doing some kind of coverage, and I think we've got, at least 4 cameras up on top here.
Five or six, yeah. I think, Greg, yeah.
We have a table that we were able to move up, but the point being that this is a real popular game, and tonight being on a Thursday night, 2 teams that were in the playoffs last year, certainly Portsmouth, I think D5 and the Shermans in D4. But we were able to get up here, and actually, as it turned out, I think our vantage point, even though we're on the roof, hopefully the old man here doesn't fall off, but being up here, we've got a great vantage point. And as you said, when the sun went down, it's a cool night, but great vantage point it turned out to be able to broadcast tonight here at Portsmouth. Jaron, I have not been here a lot. I'm just checking here. We get a lot of times. I think in halftime we might. I think we're going to have a halftime production through Total Media. We can do it halftime, but we'll keep it here tonight. It's Christina letting me know that. But I haven't been here. I assume this is the site for years and years. Portsmouth High School football field. I mean, the high school, of course, has been redone. I don't know. The original high school looks like it might be right over there. But it's a great facility because a lot of times when you have a city school and the football field is a part of the downtown or the city area, a lot of times it's nestled in like that. And it is with the school, the new school on one side, and then older buildings to the one end of the end zone, almost some businesses on the other. But it's a great facility, and I don't know how long they've had the turf, but very nice facility here for Portsmouth that obviously one time was a big school in Ohio. And now, as a lot of the city schools, is a D5 school.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm going to go back to what you were talking about earlier, just how excited I am, to be here with Hank and Total Media and, the home of the SVC now. And it's a real exciting time. I'm glad to be here working with you this year, Greg. And it's, like you said, we've got to come down here to Portsmouth High School tonight, and this is a fantastic facility. I have no idea about the football team. It's been a long time since I've been down here also.
Me too.
Strauss Ball probably knows. We'll find out, and we'll get back to you on that. But just what a phenomenal.
Well, I'm a lot older than him, but he's refereed so many places. Yes. He's been all over the state. Yeah. So anyway, but it is a great facility, and we're thrilled to be able to cover the SVC. And we'll take another break in a moment. Put you on the spot a little bit. When I first knew we were going to do the coverage, and I tried to ask a few people. Certainly, you and Mike are knowledgeable being around, but. Okay, so who's going to be good in the SVC? You never quite know. I think based on this and kind of what we knew, Shermans they've won it the last 2 years. I think they're one of the teams to beat, certainly. I hear a lot about Piketon, and I hear Zane Trace has got some, with the McConnell back, quarterback. I did hear Zane Trace a little thin in depth. They don't have as many out. I'm not sure about Westfall. Piketon's got a lot of kids back. They got Goulian at quarterback, coach's son, and that's always a good thing. But some of the teams maybe in the SVC, a lot of people tell me that next week will be fun, that they said, Greg, you're going to have fun covering Huntington next week.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think with Unioto, until somebody beats them,
I agree.
They're the front runner. And I'm just going to be real honest right now. As I was sitting here during this break trying to think about what I saw, I haven't seen a whole lot of weaknesses. Their depth is phenomenal across the board. Their offensive line play has been really good. They got 111 yards rushing against a line that probably averages 270, 275. They're wearing people down. They got the speed on the outside. The thing that's really hurt Unioto in the past when they've got to the playoffs the last year is they've kind of been their own worst enemy. And you look tonight, they have thrown 2 interceptions, right? They do have 8 penalties. It's week 1. So you're going to have some of those mistakes. There's time to fix those things. And I outside of the 2 interceptions, and I think both of them were neither one that big of a deal. One was like a punt, one was kind of a fluke play. And the penalties, I don't know that I've seen many weaknesses, to be honest with you. They've got the athleticism. This number 10, Poxies, he might be one of the most athletic kids they play all season. And they're doing a really good job of containing him. They've got the speed on defense. They've got the strength, the brood up front. But then you start looking across the SVC, and probably the next 2 teams that I hear about are probably Piketon and Zane Trace.
I would agree.
And, Piketon has a lot of kids back. And going back to Unioto, they probably have almost twice as many kids on the roster as what Portsmouth does on the sideline right now. And I think you're going to see that a lot in the SVC play. I think Piketon has the second biggest roster. I think if I remember right, I can't remember if it's juniors or seniors, but I remember Coach Goulian a year or 2 ago was talking about having like 35 kids in one class. And so that's an advantage, playing kids one way and you're not wearing out. But Zane Trace has McCullough back. They got Hudson Williams back. They got the Brower kid back. They've got Bryce Johnson back. They've got some really big names. It's the depth with Zane Trace that kind of concerns people a little bit. And I'll tell you another team to keep your eye out on this year, and I've only heard one or two people talk about them, but they finished really strong last year. Is Huntington. They've got every starter back but one this year, and they finish strong. And they bring up a younger Hirsch boy. They got Frankie that's been the quarterback the last 2 years. They got the younger boy coming up this year with him. And they've got some athletes. I think that's going to be a team to keep your eye on in basketball also. Huntington, schools like Huntington, Adena, every 5, 6, 7 years they have a good run of athletes. Huntington's starting to hit that stretch. And, I think that's a team that hopefully nobody sleeps on, because if you do, they can jump up and get you. And so, are they a top 4 team? I don't know. But I think what you're looking at is some really competitive football, from like 6 or 7 teams right now is what I'm seeing in the SVC. So.
We will see Huntington next Friday night. We'll have them coming back down to Pike County to face the Eastern Eagles. That'll be next Friday night, our Week 2 game of the week, and Thomas and Insurance SVC game of the week. And then Week 3, before we get to league play, we're going to move up to Pickaway County and see the Westfall Mustangs in their coach step. And we'll see the Mustangs hosting the Circleville Tigers. Circleville Tigers have a new coach, former alumni Jay Sherrod, who won a state championship at Pickerington Central, retired, and has come back to coach the Tigers this year. That'll be an interesting matchup as well. And then, of course, Week 4 begins SVC play. And I think our first week of the SVC, we're going to try to catch the Adena Warriors in action there. Well, let's get a final timeout in. Let's take a quick 1-minute break. You're listening to Tomlinson Insurance SVC Game of the Week. We're at halftime. 28-0 Unioto. Back with the second half kickoff after this.
You've been watching SVC Game of the Week, presented to you by Tomlinson Insurance.
Oh, my mower won't start. I know what to do. Take it to Matheny's Small Engine Repair, located on Savageville School Road in between Jackson and Chillicothe. Matheny's is now an official Encore dealer with both new commercial and residential models on display. They'll get you up and mowing.
You've been watching SVC Game of the Week, presented to you by Tomlinson Insurance.
On in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers
and screen.
Aaron Cox, we get ready to start the second half. 28-0. Unioto has things well in hand, and they'll get the football to start the second half. We will be Portsmouth kicking off, and of course they did not score, so this is the first time we've seen them kick off tonight. Shermans will send back Braden Harsha, the freshman who we talked a lot about, made that great catch down to the 1-yard line, had 2 receptions. And then Zikafus will be the other man back. He has a touchdown catch as well. Jackson Zikafus, so 2 speed guys back there.
Well, we've mentioned that Harsh is a freshman. Unioto has a lot of talent from the 9th grade all the way down through the 7th grade right now in a bunch of sports, and it's running rich right now near Frenchtown.
No doubt about it. I appreciate all of our sponsors tonight. And Laura provided me with a list, and in the 20-mile-an-hour winds and being up on the roof, I think I lost it somewhere. So I know McDonald's is one of our great sponsors. High kick, short. That's going to drop in an open area. Look out, somebody's got to get it.
Oh.
And Portsmouth's been ready. Portsmouth could have recovered that. It was a high kick, got cut up in the wind. Zickafoos didn't get up there. The ball bounced twice, and Unioto very fortunate.
I think he thought that was a punt, like they could down it. That's a live ball.
But Unioto recovers. That was a fooler.
Let's see what Unioto can do here on this first drive. If they're really
That's about as bad a field position as they've had starting to run 30-yard line.
It is.
Man in motion is long. Sets right up behind the right guard. They'll run it off right guard. A lot of running in 35, 40, 45, 50. Off to the races. 40 down the sidelines. And running the ball, Kobe Braden. And he rips off a biggest run of the night from the 30, 20, 40, 47-yard run by Braden.
Wow.
Well, that hole opened up like the...
That was a really nice run. Nice block right there by the right side of the offensive line. Huge hole. Huge hole.
I was going to say Red Sea, but I didn't know if that was the right...
I might have been able to get a first down through that hole,
Yes,
Greg.
you could have. I think you would have. I think you'd have been able to. A huge hole. Great job up front by the Shermans. Big run. Now Coy rolls to his left. Going to keep it himself. 20. Cuts back in at the 15. Breaks a tackle. Now drugged down at the 14. But he picked up about 7 or 8 on the quarterback keep around the left side. And the Shermans knocking on the door to go up 35-0.
2 plays, and the Shermans are just moving the ball kind of at will right now. And
with Cody Braden. Cody, he's 210, but he showed great speed. He broke into the open, and only the safety had an angle on him, or he would have gone 70 yards for a touchdown.
He's
great speed.
Yeah. I really like him as a running back. He's got the speed. He's not afraid of the contact. Just all around a good back.
Welsh is split out to the right side, and they'll give it straight up the middle. Inside the 10, they're going to get a first down. They kind of faked the end around there and then gave it straight ahead, and I think that was Mr. Braden again.
Was.
And he picks up a first down.
Yeah, he's closing in on the century mark after that big run. He's at 96 right now.
First and goal to go at the 9. Braden has 2 touchdowns tonight already. Coy has 1, and Zickafoos on a reception has 1.
It's really a big tool because Unioto can spread you out. You look, they got 3 wide receivers and Braden every play. And Braden, when he can break off those runs, that's huge.
First and goal to go. Bad snap, but Coy grabbed it. Now he's going to get rid of it. He's got a man in the end zone, and it turns in a broken play for touchdown.
I believe that was Jack Welch.
The snap got away from Coy. He turned around, picked it up, took off to his left, was going to get sacked, and throws it into the left corner of the end zone. And wide open for the touchdown. I think it was Welsh. It was in the far corner. So it'll be looking for his 5th straight extra point. Liam will come out. And Mr. Matthew will try to go 5 for 5 on extra points. 34-0. Unioto scored in 2 minutes. A kick is up, and it is perfect. Well, very quickly, the Shermans march 70 yards, score on a touchdown pass. We think in the far corner, again, a long ways from us. We think it was Welsh that made the catch. But another touchdown pass for Isaac Coy, his 2nd of the night. Timeout on the field, 9:53 to go, 3rd quarter. And Unioto up 35-0. You're listening to the Thompson Insurance SVC Game of the Week on WXIZ. Back after this.
Ready to transform your entire lawn? Call Greenwald Lawn and Landscape. Just need a
Insurance.
Stressed? Overstimulated? Smash it out at Recreations. Rec plates in our rage room, fling paint in the splatter zone, then strike a pose in the selfie studio. Chaos, creativity, and content. Let's get messy.
small
Lawn and
word
Landscape.
with a big meaning, and it's one we hold dear at Ross County Banking Center. That means we work hard every
Ask
day
Mike.
to do
Text
what's
Mike
right,
and ask him
even
who caught
when
that
no one's
touchdown
looking.
pass,
We
if he
treat
knows.
people the way we want to be treated, volunteer in our communities, and keep a watchful eye to safeguard our customers. At Ross County Banking Center, we strive to do that better every day. Find more information on our website, vcnbfamily.bank, or visit one of our physical locations. Member FDIC.
All right, back with you. A little drink of water kind of went down the wrong pipe there, Jared. We are set to go. Shermans will kick it off.
Tanner Bean kicking it off at this time. He puts it in the end zone for a touchback.
We'll have Jared double check. Want to make sure we didn't miss up there that Welsh caught that pass. It was such a scrambling play. It looked like the snap got away from Isaac. Hit the ground. He turned around, picked it up, kind of took off to his left. There were red jerseys coming after him, and he just kind of rolling to his left through a sidearm pass. And lo and behold, one of the Shermans was about 2 yards behind everyone in the left corner of the end zone and made the catch.
Yes. And, Greg, we've also hit that point in the game. In a 35-0 game, we do have the running clock going now. So we are about 9 minutes and 10 seconds and rolling.
Give up the middle, and from the 20, maybe out to the 22, and that is Poxy again.
Again, nice job right there by the front, the defensive front from Unioto. Getting a tackle on the run up the middle, and that's really nice when you don't have to bring any extra guys in the box if you can contain the run game with your 4 defensive linemen.
Second down.
Wow.
Poxy got caught in the backfield before he could go anywhere. And it was Welsh. We got confirmation. Thanks, Mike, down on the sidelines.
It looks like Portsmouth is trying to come out and establish the run game here. First run didn't get him any gain. Second run right there, minus 4 yards. Again, a nice job by Cody Braden on the defensive end to get Poxy's in the background as we see a 3rd and 14.
Turn our phones on so we can see. A little dark up here. Third down, rolling out. Gets connected out to the 15, to the 20, into the flat. They had a long ways to go. They pick up 5 or 6 yards. And Williams made the catch in the flat. Nice pass there by Marquez Locklear, but it won't be enough for a first down. Going to bring up 4th and 9. On the second down, they got caught for a loss and put them into 3rd and long. Pick up 5, maybe the 5 yards they lost back up, and it'll be another punt situation for Portsmouth. And as Jaron mentioned, with a 35-0 score, we do have a running clock. Levi Beam back deep, I believe, along with Zikafus again. And again, that short punt formation, bad snap, bounces, and they get the kick away. High kick coming down on the right sideline, and a fair catch taken by Zikafus, I believe, at the 45-yard line. And another good field position situation for the Shermans. At the Portsmouth 45, they'll take over 1st and 10, already on top, 35-0.
So I think Unioto has scored
5 straight possessions?
Well, they did have an interception. Remember
That's
after?
right, that's right.
They went deep on the first pass. They had the bad luck interception.
They scored 5 out of 7 possessions.
Yes. It looks like Isaac Coy came out of the game. I was just going to make the comment. I wonder when it's about that time. Looks like we have Blake Braden, a freshman, coming in as the backup quarterback.
From the 45 of Portsmouth, man in motion, Wilson, give it to him to the 45, breaks the tackle. But we got a whistle, false start on Unioto before the handoff, so it'll move it back 1st and 15, move the ball back to the 50-yard line.
You know, it's good to get some of these young guys experience in here.
Absolutely.
You know, and again, I think we talk about the depth, but the talent level of these freshmen, a backup quarterback is a freshman, and You know, you got Harsha out here at wide receiver. He's a freshman. Jack Welch out wide. He's a junior. So, I mean, they're playing a lot of young underclassmen.
Wilson in motion. They'll hand it to Wilson, left side. Hits the line of scrimmage, no gain. Yeah, Blake Brayton, freshman quarterback, in running the offense right now, and still 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. And again, I'll remind you, we have a running clock with a 35-0 score.
Second down and about 16 here to go.
Again, a reminder, if you happen to be listening from Waverly and you're a Waverly Tiger fan, normally for a lot of years they've been on WXIZ, but now we're the voice of the SVC. They'll be on WXIC, but still will be covering Waverly football, one of the many stations of Total Media. The freshman throwing it deep down the sideline, and as it caught by Harsha, ripped out of his hands at the last second. Coach Hoops has got to be sitting over there thinking, you know what? That was two freshmen who just threw almost completed a 30-yard pass, so
yeah,
the cupboard's not bare.
Yeah, I would say those two have connected on some of those multiple times in junior high and comfortable with him and kind of went right at him. But, you know, I think that speaks to the level of his confidence. Coming in, you're my first pass, I'm trying to throw it 25 yards down the field. And, you know, you got Lake and Langoff in the game down here closest to us as a wideout. He's another freshman for the Shermans.
Wilson and Long are in the backfield. Blake Brayden, the freshman quarterback. Third down, they hike it over his head. Into the backfield, picked up in the backfield by Wilson, breaks a tackle, breaks two tackles, breaks three tackles, still going to come down.
The truck stick came out right there.
Yusuf Wilson, and now a whole bunch of yellow flags coming in the air, about four of them over on the sideline after the play was over. Yusuf Wilson, ball went over the quarterback's head, went about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And Yusuf Wilson, the first one to get back there, picked it up. He broke a tackle, broke a second, broke a third. Almost got back to the original line of scrimmage. Would have been a loss of about 15. He makes it a loss of about 5. But at the end of the play, there are three yellow flags over there. So something happened.
Extracurricular activity.
Something happened on the sidelines at the end of that play. One of the Portsmouth players down. And if you have an injury, the clock does stop on that. 4.5 to play, third quarter. 35-0 Unioto rolling here in their opener. I think they've got Vinton County next week and then finish their non-league against Waverly. Speaking of Waverly, I'll tell you, Portsmouth would have gotten the football. It would have been 4th and 15. And 2 personal fouls called against Portsmouth. A little bit of frustration there.
Yes, that's those penalties right there. Again, the game's probably already decided, but, you know, kind of senseless right there. You actually had Unioto stop. You were going to get the football back. And the silly extracurricular stuff after the play gives Unioto a first down.
That is a double dead ball foul. That penalty yardage is 5, 15, 20, well, almost 30 yards. I should have known that. If I could add 15 and 15, that's 30. So a 30-yard penalty gives Unioto a first down. Blake Braden is still the quarterback, gives to Wilson left side, and he'll be tackled almost immediately to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard, second down at 9. And we might have some new linemen in for the Shermans as well. We'll try to check that. Donzel Newland. You know, I haven't mentioned a lot. Newland was the starting right tackle tonight. Dylan Stanley, the right guard. Caruth is the center. Junior, senior. Junior Glenn Stottridge, left guard, and Bryce Jarvis, left tackle, senior. Well, they've done a great job tonight.
They absolutely have.
Second down and 9. The freshman throwing deep down the sideline for Harsha again, and not able to hang on. Good defensive play at the last second. So freshman Braden to freshman Harsha tried to connect down at the goal line. Incomplete. It'll be third down and call it 3rd and 7 for Unioto.
Boy, the freshman's throwing good arm strength there. He has some nice zip on the ball. Just needed to lead Harsha a couple more yards right there, and that would have been a touchdown.
So it'll be, again, incomplete pass, but the clock running to the 35-0 score. At the 24-yard line of Portsmouth, 24-yard line. Again, Blake Braden. And he will hand off right side on the run. 25-24, Long breaks a tackle, bounces forward. picked up about 5 or 6. Will bring up 4th down, but 4th and certainly manageable on the carry there by David Long.
I think right now you're in 4-down territory. 4th and 2, 4th and 1.
If you wanted to practice a field goal, but I'm sure Coach Hoop's thinking, I don't know, you're up 35-0. Don't really want to kick a field goal, but
right.
I don't know what Matthew's distance is, but yeah, you're in 4-down territory certainly here.
I think they're in Matthew's distance, but yeah, I think they're just going to try to move the chains here. Look for Wilson or maybe Long to get a carry.
In motion, Wilson.
Same play they ran earlier, Greg.
Earlier in the game, it was a little more of a crucial point. It was 4th and 5, and they ran a man in motion, and the same guy, defensive end for Portsmouth, jumped off sides. They ran the same play, and the same guy jumped off sides. He's not going to want to watch film tomorrow morning.
He is not.
No. He's going to catch heck on that one, or at least ask what he was thinking about.
It's one. It's easy for us to say that up here, but I'm sure he'd give him a hard count, and you got the guy in motion moving, and that's hard to train yourself.
Absolutely. There's a reason they run the play to draw them off. New set it down straight ahead on the carry is the freshman Blake Braden, and he at the last second he took a pretty good shot inside the 10-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down for the Shermans. 2nd and goal to go.
Yeah, 2nd. Well, 2nd and 5. Okay. I think they get first downs at the 3-yard line. Down. Yeah. Freshman took a pretty big hit right there.
He bounced off one, and when he bounced off, then somebody came in and got a pretty good shot on Blake, but he comes back in with the play. Unioto up 35-0. We're down to a minute to play in the 3rd quarter.
This 3rd quarter's flying, Greg.
When the clock doesn't stop on penalties and incomplete passes, it helps. High snap, got it. Throws to the corner of the end zone. Got a man open, got his feet down, touchdown. Harsha, freshman to freshman. How about that?
There you go.
Blake Braden, perfect pass and a great job by Braden Harsha. As Harsha was about a step from the side of the end zone, he caught it and got the toe tap down perfectly for the touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass of the night for the Shermans. Isaac Coy had 2 earlier, and now the freshman has his first varsity touchdown pass. And I would assume Harsha his first varsity touchdown. He almost had one earlier, got knocked down at the 1-yard line. And now we got, before the extra point attempt, a whistle. Maybe they weren't ready yet. Now, the clock's running still, so I think we're probably going to have the extra point kick, and then that'll be the end of the quarter as well. And it's going to be either 41 or 42-0. This is a new kicker, I believe, is it not?
I think that's Tanner Beam, soccer player at Unioto.
Yeah, Tanner Beam. And he connects, too, on the extra point. Nice job by Tanner.
He had the kickoff earlier that went in for the touchback, and shout out to his dad, Eric Beam. He's finishing our basement right now. He's doing a heck of a job.
Well, the quarter ends, and the touchdown drive ends on the same play, and we head to the 4th quarter. Unioto Shermans 42-0 over Portsmouth, and we'll be back with 4th quarter action. Tomlinson Insurance, SVC Game of the Week on WXIZ. Back after this.
Looking for a hometown favorite? Stop by the Lunchbox in Chillicothe.
By Tomlinson Insurance.
It's not just about saving up. It's learning what it means to earn something for yourself, a few dollars at a time. It's about earning your independence. Every deposit, every goal, every step closer. It's more than just opening an account. It's opening the door to what's next. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Oh, my mower won't start. I know what to do. Take it to Matheny's Small Engine Repair, located on Savageville School Road in between Jackson and Chillicothe. Matheny's is now an official Encore dealer with both new commercial and residential models on display. They'll get you up and mowing.
One, two, three. And we are back with you. I told you we had a lot of media, a lot of people, and we got our electric turned off, but I think we're back on, and thanks to, good thing Christina's back there tonight. I'd be in big trouble. So we are set to go. We're still a running clock now, 42-0. In favor of the Shermans, and Portsmouth will come out and start this drive at their own 33-yard line.
It looks like we have
some new people in for them as well, right?
Yes. I'm not sure about linemen, but definitely quarterback and some of the skill position guys.
Well, again, we're on top of the press box, and no lying. I'm just making excuses if we sound a little bit slow in identifying players because we're sitting up here in the dark and got a lot of new players in the lineup. 2 broken tackles, nice run by Portsmouth out to the 35, the 40, and an 11-yard pickup. That's Jamarcus Parker, a sophomore, listed at 5 foot 135, and he's quicker than all get out.
Very good run by Parker right there. I believe he's got, that must be his brother, Dontavian, that had a rush earlier in the game.
Senior.
But, yeah.
And Jamarcus, the freshman, got a nice run. I think the Shermans have a few new players in defensively as well. Langhoff is now in at deep safety, and one of the corner spots identified is Peyton Smith in for the Shermans. So the Shermans have their second group defensively in. Portsmouth back to throw, rolling to the right, pressure gets away, now taken down. First man there, and getting in there very quickly was Smith.
Javon Smith.
Yeah, Javon Smith, the senior.
And then Alex Gutierrez came in.
They get the sack, and that'll make it second down and long for Portsmouth. Portsmouth now moving into quarterback. Well, is that?
That was about an 11-yard loss right there on that sack.
Liam Livingston is your quarterback now. So it'll be second down and about 20 after the sack. Livingston hands off to Parker, hit at the line of scrimmage, able to move forward 3 or 4 yards, and it'll be third and long for Portsmouth. And the clock moving on the continuous moving clock down to just over 9 minutes. Our game tonight being brought to you by Tomlinson Insurance, Greenwald Lawn and Landscape, Ross County Banking Center, McDonald's, The Lunchbox, Recreations, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing, Kingston National Bank, and Monroe's Collision. Thank you for... Did Laura do that for us?
Yes, she did.
That's about time she did something right. Of course, if I hadn't lost the list, I think that began that problem. But well, in my defense, it was pretty windy when I got here. There's a nice completed pass, short of the first down. You know, talking about the 2 freshmen for Unioto, but Livingston's come in as a freshman quarterback. Now, again, you're going against the second group for the Shermans, but he's made a couple nice throws. That complete out to the 50, to the 49.
Yeah, he was running for his life right there. And a nice job. The receiver came back. Myers came back to the football to help him. And 14-yard gain for the Trojans.
At the 49, good pickup. It was about
14 yards, I believe.
Yeah, it was third and long. Now 4th and 4. Of course, they will go for it into the Unioto territory. Livingston, the quarterback, rolls to the left. Now comes back. He's going to run it. Hit it to 49, and he'll be shy of the first down. I think, again, had he kept going out to his left, he had 3 receivers out there. He might have gotten one of them open. But he very quickly decided, I'm going to stop and come back to the right side, and he ran into a lot of white jerseys. And at the 50-yard line, Unioto will take over 1st and 10, leading 42-0, and we're down to 7:50 to play in the football game. Don't forget, tomorrow night, SVC coverage from Logan Elm High School. The Braves and the Pioneers in what's been an annual opening game for both. Our Tomlinson Insurance SVC game of the week tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Same station.
Yeah. One of the interesting things here as we head towards the finish line, you know, Unioto's pitching a shutout, and they got a lot of second team in underclassmen. And I'm sure that's something that they're talking about on the sideline down there, you know, that first team wants to hang on to. So see if we can get any updates from Strausball down there on that.
I think Unioto was ready to run the play, and there was a mix-up, and they're going to have to call timeout. Tell you what, as hot as it's been all summer, it really, of course, it was cooler today, but it really cooled off tonight.
Yeah, this is, it's been like in the 90s, how many days in a row?
Yeah.
It was a bear just to mow my grass the other night, and then it hadn't rained in forever, so it was real dusty. My allergies were bothering me, and I really thought I was going to struggle a little bit with my voice tonight, but the cool weather's really helping.
I decided it was too hot to be outside, so I quit mowing, although it's been dry. And it's really I told you that, man, I can't wait till fall and it cools off, but boy, we got a little bit of fall here today. It's felt nice. Now we're ready to go. Shermans will hand the football off on a run to the right side. 5 yards to the 45, down to the 44, cuts back to the inside, and a nice run.
Henry Villette,
yes, a sophomore. Very patient, Henry, on that one. He was rolling to the right, stopped, moved back inside, and he picks up 7 or 8 yards for Mr. Villette.
Kind of like a little stretch run right there, just waiting for the hole to open up, and a nice quick move once he found the hole to cut through there, and a nice first down play, gaining 8 yards.
Second down and short for the Shermans. Clock down to 7 minutes to play. Already leading 42-0. And a fake handoff. That's Villette again, left side. 41
nice
cuts back, fights for yardage to the 40. That's the first down marker, and we'll see where they spot him as he fights for yardage. I think he's going to be a half yard short. It's going to be 3rd and a half yard for Unioto.
Yeah, he had a couple nice moves right there, eluding a couple defenders, and he might have actually cost himself a yard right there trying to elude him and went back into, behind the first down marker. But 3rd down and 1 right here, and it looks like Unioto's got a new tailback.
Did I say this right? Howie? Is it H-A-U-G-H?
Briggs Jackson is in the backfield.
Yeah, and Michael's in there as well for the Shermans offensively.
Okay.
3rd and short. Straight ahead on the carry and a first down to the 25 or 35 down to the 33. And the guy you just talked about, Briggs Jackson, a freshman, on a nice carry. He picked up about 7 or 8 on that play.
Yeah. Briggs is a freshman.
Right.
My gosh, they got a lot of freshman players out there.
Left tackle right now. I'm trying to pick up 60. We'll get that in a moment. 1st and 10, brand new. Jackson again on the carry, picks up 3 or 4. You get some of the guys in. Number 50 in at the middle of the line. Brody Miller, freshman. 6'3" freshman.
That's Coach Miller's son.
Is it?
Girls basketball coach.
He's in on the offensive line right now. Second down and 10. Again, the quarterback here mostly a lot of time here in the whole fourth quarter has been freshman Blake Braden. Going to let him throw again. Got a man wide open, 28, 25. Cuts inside to the 20-yard line. Back to the outside to the 16. Completed pass to Carter Elliott, another freshman.
We do have a penalty on the play.
On the far side, maybe someone was lined up wrong or moving.
Yeah, illegal procedure.
Well, that's a nice catch and move by Carter Elliott, another freshman. I don't know if they play. I'd hate to play it. I would have hated to play this 8th grade class last year against Unioto. Man, they got some talent.
Yeah. It's a lot of athletic kids in this freshman class, and I think you're going to see a couple of them probably pushing for varsity time on the basketball court also.
It was a penalty, so that nice pass to Elliott from Blake Braden will go for naught. They'll bring it back on the illegal procedure. Now Braden wants to throw again. Over the middle, again, same pattern. He had him in wider. They ran 3 guys out. 2 broke to the outside, and then coming back in the inside on a turn-in pattern, Elliott, but that time Braden missed him. It'll be incomplete pass. Bring up 3rd down. But again, the clock will run on the incomplete pass. 42-0. If you just tuned in or double-checking the score, it's been all Unioto.
Really a good chance to get these young guys some experience here. And again, 3rd and 15, Coach Hoops, he's kept the playbook open. They're not just going up there and handing it off every time, and he's letting the young guys throw it around.
Handoff this time, and that's Briggs Jackson again, and it looked like it is horse collar tackle. And again, Portsmouth a chance to get off the field, going to have a penalty. That was just a hustle play. He was trying to reach out and bring down. He got Jackson down, but grabbed him by the shoulder pads on the behind side.
Yeah. Nothing intentional there, just kind of grabbed him where he shouldn't have. And
now they're going to be a penalty marked off.
15 yards,
Should be, unless it's half. No, it's not inside the 30, so it should be a first down by penalty. And the clock will move down, still running down to 3 minutes. We'll see here. Coach Hoops may decide you could almost just run the play and take your full time and let the clock run out here. Under 3 minutes to play. 42-0. It was 28-0 Unioto to have. Now they're going to throw the ball again. Throwing it deep down the left sidelines and almost right in the hands of the defender.
I don't think he was expecting the ball.
Gavin Stillwell, Jr., I don't think he saw it coming, and it landed right in his hands. Incomplete, so it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Shermans. The ball at the 23 of Portsmouth.
That pass was kind of thrown right in between number 26, Peyton Smith, and number 4, Lakin Langhoff. And the Portsmouth cornerback was right there, and he thought somebody was going to go get it and hit him in the hands and just dropped to the ground.
Blake Brayton will throw it again. 2nd down to 10. Now he's going to scramble, roll to his right. Got a lot of room to run if he wants to. He'll take off at the 20, down to the 15, and all the way down maybe inside the 10-yard line. Good coverage by Portsmouth, but there was no one left as the quarterback rolled out. There was no defenders, and he just took off running.
Nice run right there by Braden.
So
down to a minute and
40.
Yeah, a minute 40 and counting.
Probably once the young guys have already gotten the touchdown earlier, but they almost could line up and run the clock out here if they chose to do so. Probably run the football at the 6-yard line, and they will. Straight ahead and pulled down. And no, he gets loose. He didn't go to the ground. Now fighting to the outside, fighting for the touchdown, and he's down at the 1-yard line.
Henry Villette.
I'll tell you what, Henry doesn't want to come down. He was stopped dead at the 5-yard line. It looked like he was down, but he kept his balance, took off to the left side, and got all the way down to the 1-yard line. And now we're down to a minute to play. I would I guess you do what you want here. I think the coach looking over at Coach Hoops say, look, do we want to just let the clock run out here and not score? We're up 42-0.
Yeah, I know their touchdown here is really probably not going to do anything.
No, not really. So they do let the play clock run out.
Yeah,
okay,
I think
so they'll reset
it
and wind it, yeah. and I think a great job by Coach Hoops and Unioto. There's no purpose scoring again against Portsmouth here. They moved it down to the 1, and they're going to let the clock run out. And I think a lot of sportsmanship shown there by the Shermans. And the referee said, you know what, we'll just reset the play clock and let it run out, and that'll end it here tonight. So the clock running down, it'll run out. And Unioto starts off 1-0 on the season. The Shermans come in and take care of the Portsmouth Trojans tonight, 28-0 at the half, and the final tonight from Portsmouth, Unioto 42, Portsmouth 0. We'll be back and get some final stats, try to wrap this one up. You're listening to the Tomlinson Insurance SVC Game of the Week on WXIZ. Back with the post-game wrap-up after this 2-minute timeout.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing creates amazing apparel for SVC schools, plus customized shirts for your company or event. They offer everything from apparel, banners, and window graphics to decals, signs, billboards, and custom magnets. For great prices, friendly service, and quality products, call or stop in to see what they can create for you. Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing, 97 North Park Drive in Chillicothe. Call 740-663-7242.
What was the final? 42.
Looking for a job that works with your life? Your local McDonald's is now hiring. Join a team that's all about flexibility, growth, and a fun, fast-paced work environment.
At McDonald's, we're more than just burgers. We're part of the community. From supported local events to helping neighbors in need, we're proud to give back.
Apply today at your local Chillicothe or Waverly McDonald's.
338 yards to 18.
We'd love to have you on the team.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
Stressed? Overstimulated? Smash it out at Recreations. Wreck plates in our rage room, fling paint in the splatter
At
zone,
Tomlinson
then strike a
Insurance,
pose
we've
in the
been
selfie
protecting
studio.
families,
Chaos,
farms,
creativity, and
businesses
content.
since
Let's get
1853.
messy.
From auto, home, farm,
Catch every
life,
play with
or
Total
health.
Media
We tailor
Sports,
coverage that
your
fits your
home for
world.
local high
With
school
multiple
athletics.
carriers to
From
meet your
football
insurance
and
needs.
basketball to
Real
baseball,
people,
softball,
real
and more,
service.
we
Local
bring you
agents
the
who can
action
answer the phone
live.
and
Total
care
Media
when it matters
Sports,
most.
where local
Tomlinson
sports
Insurance.
live.
Let our history be your future.
Certainly,
Call or stop by today.
get the credit for the relationships that they build. People want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. Having the empathy to understand
Did you have
what's
the
going on in someone's
you
business or
posted up on the
personal
kid?
lives.
Okay, I
and
thought
how you might be
I
able to help it.
recognized you.
I think
Yeah,
our
okay.
customers
I think I follow
expect
you on
that, need
Facebook,
that,
I think.
and truthfully,
Yeah.
they deserve that.
All at Kingston National Bank.
We are back. Greg Pregame and Jaron Cox to wrap this one up. We'll try to wrap it up very quickly.
It's a small
here.
word
Let
with
me
a
review
big
the scoring
meaning,
very
and
quick.
it's one we
28
hold dear
first
at
half
Ross
points,
County
for the
Banking
Shermans.
Center. That means
2-yard
we
run
work
by
hard
Braden,
every day to
4:22
do what's
go in the
right,
first
even
quarter,
when no
7-0
one's
after
looking.
one.
We treat people the way
25-yard
we want to be
pass,
treated,
for
volunteer in our communities,
Unioto
and keep a
from Isaac
watchful
Coy
eye
to
to safeguard our
Zickerfus.
customers.
11:41
At Ross County Banking
left in
Center,
the
we
first
strive
half.
to do
Second
that
quarter,
better
it was
every
14-0.
day. Find more information on
Braden
our
had a second
website,
touchdown, a 5-yard run, a 50-yard drive for the
vcnbfamily.bank,
Shermans.
or visit one of our
6:38
physical
to go in a half,
locations.
21-0.
Member FDIC.
Got the ball right back in a two-play drive, 33 yards. A pass to the freshman Harsha to the one, and then Coy, the quarterback, took it in himself. And 3:50 to go in the half, 28-0. Add two more touchdown passes in the second half for the Shermans. First one, a 9-yard touchdown pass, scramble by Isaac Coy. And he got his second touchdown pass of the night. He scored one running to make it 35-0. That completed to Welsh on a broken play. That set us up with a running clock, and then a final touchdown, freshman to freshman for Unioto. Freshman Blake Braden to freshman Braden Harsha for the final score. Another touchdown pass for Unioto and a 42-0 and advantage. And on a running clock, it ran out. And Unioto will make a nice. They'll have a fun trip back up to Ross County tonight from the Ohio River with an easy 42-0 win here tonight. Jaron, amongst our flashlights here and trying to see, what do you got there, buddy?
Well, let's just start with total yards. I had Unioto for 338 compared to Portsmouth 18 total yards tonight. So I think that obviously tells the whole story of the ball game. You start breaking it down a little bit. Unioto 32 rushes for 216 yards, averaging over 6.5 yards a carry, led by Cody Braden. 9 carries, 96 yards. Yusuf Wilson had 5 carries for 27 yards. Isaac Coy, 5 carries, 25 yards. Henry Villette came in, had 14 yards. Levi Beam, 14 yards on the first half. David Long, 11 yards. Blake Braden had that big 16-yard run there late in the game, ended up with 21 yards rushing. And Briggs Jackson. So you had like 8 or 9 people for Unioto getting rushing attempts. Throwing the football, Isaac Coy, I thought that's a solid first game for him. 7 of 12, 102 yards. Did have the 2 interceptions. And then Blake Braden, the freshman comes in. He was not shy about slinging the ball around. 1 for 5. His one completion was a 16-yard touchdown pass to his freshman teammate, Braden Harsha. Receiving for Unioto, Braden Harsha actually led him. 3 catches, 44 yards for the freshman. I think that's a matchup maybe Unioto can take advantage of as they play tougher teams. Teams start focusing on Zickerfus and Beam and Welch. Harsha might be that 4th guy out there, but Jackson Zickerfus, 2 catches, 41 yards. Jack Welch, 4 catches, 34 yards. Overall, just a great game for the Shermans. 1 interception by Jack Weingardner. 3 sacks on the night for Unioto. And, sometimes these guys don't get the credit, but up front, offensive line and defensive line for Unioto, it was just phenomenal. Opening up holes all night for the running backs, giving Coy protection. And defensively, they really controlled the running game for Portsmouth. And flipping over to Portsmouth real quick here, 15 rushes for 37 yards, throwing the ball 11 of 13 for 39 yards, never really able to get anything down the field. Only had Portsmouth for 5 first downs on the night, and I had Portsmouth for, I believe, 13 penalties, 103 yards. it just seemed like Portsmouth really was hurting themselves, whether it was through penalties, bad snaps, and really could just never, stay ahead of schedule as they were trying to move the ball. So I think overall just a really good opening statement game from Unioto. The depth there is just, it's unbelievable. Coy's a year older, his arm's a year stronger, a year smarter, and they're going to be a threat. And I think I said before the game, I think they had a little sour taste from losing that playoff game last year, 28-21 to West Holmes. And, I'm sure they're not even thinking about it yet, or they're not going to talk about it, but that's in the back of their mind. They've won the SVC Gold Ball a couple years in a row. I think they've won 17 SVC games in a row. The next step for Unioto is that they got to make some noise in the playoffs. And, I think they have the talent to do it. And, they had some mistakes tonight. That definitely can be cleaned up. Penalties, a couple interceptions and turnovers. But, you expect those things in week one. And I just, those are things that Coach Hoops are going to clean. They're going to clean up. And, that's a really good football team we just watched, Greg.
Well, I think they're certainly one of the people that are going to be strong in the SVC, trying to win their third straight SVC championship, and they'll be tough to beat in league play. Got two more non-league games. We mentioned Vinton County and then Waverly, and they'll clean up some of the few mistakes they made, but they have a lot of weapons. Even got some freshman weapons that I'd like to have, but they can score some points, and they're going to be tough this year, certainly in the SVC. Well, a good first night. We're down with night one, but we'll come right back tomorrow night. The crew will be here. I think we're going to lose our guy Mike there tomorrow night over to the Chillicothe game. But again, we will have SVC coverage tomorrow night as the St. Trace Pioneers travel up to meet Logan Elm. We'll be on the air at 6:45 for another Tomlinson Insurance SVC game tomorrow night, right back here on Hank FM. At 100.9 WXIZ. Thanks to our great sponsors tonight, Tomlinson Insurance, Greenwald Lawn and Landscape, Ross County Banking Center, McDonald's, The Lunchbox, Rec Creations, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing, of course, the Kingston National Bank, and Monroe's Collision. Again, we don't have a Monroe's Collision T-shirt for tonight, but we will do that tomorrow night. Again, Monroe's back with us.
People they can trust, they know, feel connected to, and I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Integrity. It's a small word with a big meaning, and it's one we hold dear at Ross County Banking Center.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world. With multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
You've been watching SVC. Thank you for watching SVC Game of the Week, presented to you by